going on, Fortnite fam? We're here for week number 8. And you know it's time to go meet up with the casters, so let's...
So much for your intro, Zeke.
Spooky, no! It's time for weekend!
I'm Golden Boy, one of your hosts, and we're gonna jump right in.
I am so excited to be casting these games today. We are back.
All right, so we're getting ready. It's been a really great day so far. There's a lot to get through. We want to talk to...
Zeke!
What?
I have to show you something.
Okay, all right.
I found a slipstream.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Squints!
Yeah?
So you're the in-game producer.
Yep.
But is there more we need to know about in-game observing?
I believe so, and you should go talk to Andy about that, Zeke.
Hey, what's up guys? My name's Andy. I'm the in-game director for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers. So whenever we get into game, I take over from Joe, our broadcast director, and start cutting between all of our observers. I work with a team of 2 observers as well as a game producer, Squints, and the observer director in order to try and cut the best show possible. So basically all of our observers are getting the best content during these games, and I'm sort of the one who's deciding which one goes live on air. None of this is possible by myself. So I got a lot of help from my game producer as well as my observer director.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Rose. I am the observer director, so I work with every observer individually, make sure they get the greatest shots, the greatest stories, so that when we go to Andy and he goes and cuts the show, he makes sure that you guys are seeing the best quality content that you can.
Check out the next block of NA West. Let's see what we have in store.
Jaden had some great plays. If he is able to carry the momentum over into this one.
Are you guys curious to see how audio works for the broadcast? Let's go meet up with John.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the audio mixer, or A1, on Fortnite. Welcome, Fortnite fam, to the audio booth. This is the audio board. All the audio that you hear goes through my hands. This is all of our wireless microphones for all of our talent. And then right here are all of our in-ear monitors, or IFTs, so that I can talk to talent. Like, usually it's something like, hey, Zeke, turn on your mic. And then they turn on their mics. I think Zeke should have heard that right now. Did you hear that? Nice. Also, I have a window.
We're all done. Yay.
Day 1's done!
What are you talking about? World Cup finals over, guys, okay? I won everything.
Guys, I just want to let you know, my favorite person in the world is in this room.
Wow.
Which one do you think it is?
It's not me.
I'm happy to tell you.
It's not me.
It's actually Kitty Plays! Boom! Right there! You know, it's not easy making this look good. Let's go meet up with Monique, the makeup artist, to see how she gets all this done.
No, I don't like that guy, Zeke. He's such a... Oh, hey! Hi, I'm Mo. I'm the makeup artist. I'm the one that makes these nerds look beautiful. Oh, Zeke. Sorry, let me just reel.
There's 2 people that don't get nearly enough love. They are the people who operate the cameras, and I'm going to introduce you to them right now.
That's Allison. That's Mahoney. That's Mo.
Hi.
Touched on right there is when he gets knocked out with that RPG, instantly rips. Oh my goodness, that was
North, you know, setting up their cottage, setting up their homes.
take 3, take 4, and 1 minute game!
Ready off 5, ready off 6, take off 6.
Keep on 1!
Ready off 3, take off 3. Ready off 10, take off 10. Take off 3.
And done. Keep up the good work.
Good job, man.
Are we going to do a Fortnite? Wait, come on. We'll get it. Let's do a Pookie. Let's do a Pookie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pookie.
We have a post-show pinata.
Right now, see. There's a right camera. Hit Pookie in the face.
We've seen 8 weeks of amazing Fortnite Battle Royale action. Players from all around the globe have battled it out, and some have been able to already book their ticket to New York City to compete in the Fortnite World Cup final in front of thousands of live fans. $8 million has already been given away, and now we're coming down to the wire. Week 9 is the final opportunity for competitors to try and qualify for the solos competition. Who will join the likes of Dubs, Stompy, Tfue, and X2 Jordan on the stage in New York City? Who will be able to clutch up in their final moments, in their last fights, to earn one of the final 19 spots? And with the last 2 weeks on the horizon, we are increasing the weekly prize pool to $2 million. So, get on the battle bus and drop in. This is your last chance to name yourself among the best of the best and to build your way to a spot at the Fortnite World Cup final. What are you waiting for? The battle is building, and you don't want to miss out.
What is going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome back to week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. It's week 9, the final opportunity for these players to punch a ticket for the solo competition. This is it. It all comes down to the wire. Now, of course, guys, in case you have just been tuned in, maybe you haven't been here, maybe it's your first time, let's get you guys up to speed. And of course, refresh your memory. You know how the schedule goes. Oceania, Asia, Europe have all concluded. Brazil's still going on, still wrapping up. And of course, now we're hopping into NA East, and then later on, we'll wrap the day up with NA West. Now, the format, because it is solos, top 25, top 15, top 5, and the Victory Royale are all the placement thresholds. Every single elimination is 1 point. Now, don't forget, guys, the prize pool for week 9 and week 10 have been doubled. This is insane. Now, of course, money is fantastic, but those coveted qualifying spots, that's what these players are after. 8 in Europe, 6 in NA East, 2 in West, 1 in Asia, Brazil, and Oceania. Now that we're hopping into East, there is 6 total spots on the line for these players. Again, it is the last possible opportunity for these players to punch their tickets to the finals in New York City. 19 players will be joining us when the day is said and done. Now, of course, we're hanging out with Sundown. Let's take a look at the standings heading into NA East. I'm curious to see how things are shaking out for these players, especially after yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible round of matches so far. We've seen our finals and our semifinals be incredibly close from top to bottom. Again, in Europe, 15 points separating 8th from 100th place. Wow. Let's take a look here. Everyone on pretty much 3 matches, with the exception of Secrets, Vape Jesus hanging out there on to 6 points, or 7 points, excuse me. Math is a little bit hard between Outlet and Bugabot, but we have a whole bunch of Fortnite to still play. Nearly a little under 2 hours in terms of the queue times going, and I mean, we're gonna book 6 more tickets.
That's right, don't forget, guys, top 6. As Sundown likes to say, you must be this tall to ride. So if everything was said and done, these would be your top 6 players, which for Outlet, someone like 72 Macwood, this would be huge. But of course, like you said, we still have a ton of games to get through. So of course, let's hop into the action. We need 2 casters, and of course, we're bringing out the big guns. Let's get Courage JD and Dr. Lupo on deck. Gentlemen, floor is yours.
Dr. Lupo, we are here. Hello, my name is Courage JD. This is Dr. Lupo. Sorry, the camera angle makes me look a little bit shorter than him, but we're about the same height in real life. Ben, NA East, it's here. 72 hours, popped off yesterday. I said I was rooting for Mongrel in the EU. He did it. I'm rooting for 72 hours now in the US. Let's get into the games.
I was talking earlier about that exact thing, that exact person, Tom, representing NA East in a big way yesterday on the board, even in the bottom right corner of your screen right now. We're going to jump in with Showbeans, though. 1 elimination, 7 points. Not a whole lot of ammunition in the inventory, but enough builds to make an escape. Plus, those 2 Shadow Bombs are going to be key, Jack, for these mid to late game rotations.
Showbeans right now getting set up with these assault rifle weapons. The issue with having 2 of the same weapon class with ammo means, well, they share the ammo bed, and when you have under a clip in each, you're not really in a good spot. Thankfully, as we know, the combat shotgun with much more range than the likes of the pump when it was in the game can definitely get a little bit more done with it here in the late game. But now Showbeans on the run, not popping a shadow bomb as of yet, was maybe hoping to hit that launch pad, but looks like
quite
struggling to get some builds in here.
Building, honestly, probably one of the most important pieces of Fortnite Battle Royale. It is the ultimate Battle Royale experience. Jack, as they say, make a movement here, landing inside the same box. KGG gets the GG back to the lobby. Showbeans picking up a second elim, a lot of materials, and enough ammunition for multiple magazines. Finds another player inside. Quick edit, but decides to back out of that. Just kidding. The drop back in down to 38 HP. Took a lot of damage right there, trying to wall off from pressure from multiple sides. A tough position. Gonna have to rotate away right now. One of those shadow bombs may be the right call if more pressure comes in. It's Bucky. Cam Bam down below. Void. Shy Guy, Maximus, Frey. Slothy plays, multiple players on your screen right now. And that's going to be the case pretty much throughout all of these games, especially in NA East. We mentioned earlier, I was with Sundown, we talked about Europe and how aggressive they seem to play in comparison to other regions. NA East a little slower as of recently in solos, especially with this being the final week of qualifiers for solos for the World Cup. That is more splodes. It is, the legend has it to this day, they're still going off. Slothy burning through all their materials.
How is Slothy alive right now?
Didn't take a single point of damage.
Didn't take a single point of damage. Typically when that happens, the entire lobby begins to focus and then returns the favor onto Erupt Void with the combat shot there. Slothy, of all the outcomes right there, Dr. Lupo, that has to be the absolute best considering the circumstance.
Imagine having 15 dynamite thrown at you, not taking a single point, and then quickly one-tapping a player on the rotation after you rebuilt. Now look at this. Slothy sees a player through the transparency of the metal wall going up. That's the storm side too, so there's a chance maybe to wait. Doesn't decide to do it. Jumps out there into the rift to go. Yeah, that other player may follow through behind. We're at 36, 35 players remaining. Coder goes down to the storm. Kingman's picking up J-Mac in the feed as well. Sharp on your screen. Multiple players and ballers.
Remember, if you're on the ground right now, you're slipping and sliding around.
Not a fun position to be in. You have TJ, Baldy, multiple players, well-known names we've seen multiple times in the past. But you have to remember, too, that this is just the beginning of Sunday qualifiers, so everybody's kind of queued into the same pool, but as people start to push higher and higher in points, you're going to see the lobbies get more and more difficult as we go closer to the
stand out for sure.
Yep.
Here's a look at Bugabot currently in the bottom of this build. Dynamite coming into play, recognizing, well, I've got to make something happen.
Ooh,
and there's a free limb on a Maximus. Now at 8 total points. Remember, top 25 is where placement points begin to come into play. Bugabot so darn close. Ooh, builds all the way into the zone, takes a couple ticks of damage, but nothing too bad, has a med kit. And I don't mind this at all right here, Lupo. I like the fact that he's going to wind up popping this med kit and, actually stops to go and fight someone nearby, because there's really not going to be another time to be able to pop this med kit when this all goes down. Bugabot hits the community rift and will begin to float towards this zone. So look at the rest of the carnage going down. We've reached our top 20.
12 builds there, floating in from above. Talk about not sitting on a whole lot of small ammunition for that tactical AR. Baldy goes down to the storm. Bucky picking up Saw on the feed. Another elimination there for Bucky. Fly on pass doesn't have an opportunity to compete for high ground. Gonna land on the ultimate low down on the floor down here, trying to get as close to the edge of the front of the storm as possible. You don't want to spend too much time trying to make your way in, especially with only 2 builds now. 1 brick, 1 metal. Gonna have to try and apply pressure, and there goes the rest of the materials. Bugabot now, fight for his life on the ground, drops in a player immediately next to him. 2 combat shotgun shots back to back there.
But that player also had no materials. Okay,
a little bit of wood.
There we go. That'll definitely help. Bugabot making the most of a bad situation with another elimination. Now into the top 10, and still, with 13 builds left, can try to make something happen. Here's a look from the top down of exactly where everyone stacks up. Frey on height, but Frey also very, very weak. Looking to get maybe some siphon coming up here. Bugabot pushes out, decides, nope, I can't pick up that rocket right now. I've got to focus on this enemy that's nearby. Back up to 26 builds now. Bugabot in the top 5. So max placement points earned outside of winning the darn game. So definitely a solid performance up to this point. Haz with 2 from up top. There's a challenge coming on, and that is Haz, who gets cut down by Bugabot. 1 versus 1, and Frey just fell to his death because he had like 45 HP.
Eliminated by fall damage there.
That's that.
plummeting down, and kind of a anticlimactic win there. I mean, still, it's a victory royale. That's 10 points right there, plus the elimination, so you got to feel good, but didn't really have to compete for the last one outside of Has falling in on top of his head there. Meanwhile, the next game over, 39 players remaining. We are in the southwest corner of the map. Gonna slide on in here. A fly in from the outside is Slacky Marevs. NA East, by the way, has just under 2 hours left to play. We're a little over a third of the way through their queue time. You have to get 10 games in. You can get 10 games in, I should say. A lot of players, even ones that make it to the top 10, top 5, even first place, don't often finish all their games. There's no need to if you're getting wins and high elimination counts every single time you play for placement, that kind of thing. So you do have an hour and 50 minutes left.
I think he's just staring at this guy just sitting in this box wanting to just go for it. There it is. Oh!
The shot in the air?
No, tried to make it happen. Tried to make it happen, but unfortunately can't. But either way, Marevs had the right idea. If that player doesn't have a rift, obviously that's a different story. Looks like wants to keep the pressure going, and I don't mind this at all. You know how weak this person is.
Have to.
You have to go for this. Again, we talked so much about it. If you want to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup Finals, you will not get away with just placement points. You need eliminations if you're going to do it. He gets right inside the box, and that was exactly who tried to break on out, tried to escape, but unfortunately met their demise right there inside the 1x1.
Slacky actually tried to do one of the coolest little gimmicks you can do. If you are above an opponent that has a pyramid on top of the 1x1 that they're in, you stand in the corner of it and build 2 of your own walls against that corner, and then just pickaxe straight down, because your character, the character model, will drop in there and you'll phase through. If they instantly replace it, you'll phase through and fall into their box. You can keep the aggression going.
We call him Dr. Lupo for a reason right there.
Listen, I've watched enough. Let me just say this. I'll admit this openly. I have before, I'll say it again. I'm not the best player, Jack.
We know.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, there's a reason you're standing by my side right now, by the way. In comparison, we're trash. But we've watched enough and can understand the mechanics behind the game.
Absolutely.
That at this level, things like that, they stand out so much, and it's that kind of gameplay. You know, there's a reason I'm hiding behind the desk, like I said.
Hey, man, it makes sense. It's great to, be here casting with you, and also full peace of mind knowing that I have more skill in me than both you and your Pro-Am partner, Jordan Fisher, have in your entire bodies combined.
Best FortniteDuoEver.com.
And myself and Brendan Urie, when we win next week, are going to sing and dance on stage. And then we're going to have $1 million go to our charity of choice. So. Tickets are actually available for the Summer Block Party and the Pro-Am if you'd like to come take part and watch me take over. You can go to Fortnite Summer Block Party, Google, and find the link to it, because I don't know it off the top of my head. How about that for a plug?
A valid attempt there, but a little bit of a miss, just like most of your gameplay. Meanwhile, Tom, 72 hours here, 3 eliminations now. Pops the slurp to prevent anybody else at that point from using it, and picks up a mini. So I'm a little curious why he picked up 1 mini over keeping the slurp.
Sometimes in these late game moments, some panic can set in. You might not realize, you might not be able to get the chance. You might think, oh, that's 6 minis, right? And it's only 1. So right now, 72 hours, just trying to stay alive. Played out of his mind yesterday. A fantastic day, but as we know, Saturday doesn't always transfer over to Sunday. 72 hours spraying with this infantry rifle close range. Oh, doesn't get that a limb. Does stay in the zone, doesn't get that a limb either. There you go.
Found one.
Okay, they do drop, but he kind of tunnel vision here, Lupo. He kind of tunnel vision here,
Lupo.
Lupo.
Outside in the storm, pushing his way in. Is he going to make it or not? We'll have to see. Just barely 10 HP remaining. The Shadow Bomb to continue pushing on through to the opposite side of the safe zone. Almost lost it there. 90 HP to the zone is not ideal. Wishes he had that slurp, I'm sure, at this point, hoping he can find some way to get this back. Frantically building his way to the top, trying to build up inside the safe zone, stay at the forefront of the storm. 12 players left. We're very close.
Yep.
Got to make it to the top 5 to pick up the last 2 points before the victory royale is the only way for placement to matter anymore. Player directly above him. J Storm Painful looking down. Maybe an opportunity for Tom. He's going to see it. Releases the edit wall and builds forward. Doesn't want to engage just yet. A little bit of fall in there. No fall damage.
I thought that was going to be it right there.
Very close. 8 players left. J-Storm picking up another elim.
Oh.
Threats finds him inside a box. 72 hours goes down just outside the top 5.
And if you're
five
threats,
placements.
if you're threats right there, that's just an easy decision. You see someone inside trying to chug a big shield in time. You've got a heavy sniper. You know the player's got to be weak. That is a no-brainer type shot. Nicely recognized by threats. You see it on the left side of your screen. Actually does get eliminated right there. So did make it right on the edge of top 5. Not sure if they wound up earning those other placement points. And it looks like he'd wind up. He did. So we are now in our top 3 though. Top right of your screen, Rocardini. Bottom right, Beggs. And then you see on the low ground, slacking Revs too, who's very, very weak. The Stink is brilliant from up top. Stinks this late in the game are just so deadly. Marev's gonna drop to that. He smelt it and dealt it. Another Stink comes in. Beggs getting chunked by this now. Even more Stink still in the inventory. Oh, this is just beautiful. Rocardini recognizing that it's best to hold on to those to the extreme late game, and now basically has a free win right in front of themselves with this one. Yeah, that doesn't get much easier. Well-placed Stinks, and the patience to hold on to them, Dr. Lupo, pays off in dividends.
You see an opportunity late game like that, players fighting it out below you, no reason to not just drop that guy on in there and see if you can deal it while they're forced to smell it, Jack. You hate to see that. Eliminations like that, I mean, sorry, name on the screen threw me off for a second. See if you spot it at some point. 43 players left. Anyway, eliminations like that, you got to feel good about it too, because it's almost low effort because you have players that you're not putting yourself in line of sight, just dropping the zone damage down below, letting them fight it out inside. NA East with 1 hour and 44 minutes left.
As you saw, one of the most incredible gamers out there, Yogurt Fart, in this lobby.
I think we're 14, Jack. I think honestly, sometimes our maturity level shows.
Like for real. Like can
Epic.
we just address this for a second?
From the bottom of my heart, Epic, please.
No, this is something to do. Epic,
I'm sorry.
This needs to be discussed. How do you decide your name's going to be Yogurt Fart? Like where does it come in? Don't you want to everyone else out there is TTV? They want to get their clout up, and then I'm just like, hey, yeah, add my Epic. My name's Yogurt Fart.
I think we've lost Jack, everybody. My deepest apologies. Fernando beaming Yeti out of the sky in the rotation in. Second elimination, 19 points total. Down below, Yogurt Fart still crawling around underneath. Jack trying his hardest to hold it together.
Yo play or Dannon?
Jack?
It's right now, Fernando is keeping the high ground at the moment. Trying to make sure no one can push towards this backside of the zone.
Production not helping with this joke at all in the slightest. Confirmed that it's Danimals in our ears. Jack's still trying his hardest.
We're good.
Sincerely, my deepest apologies.
DMO. I actually saw an interview with DMO. It's
come on.
It's right now. Fortunately, he used that hashtag Fortnite World Cup and send us interesting names you've seen.
Yes, please.
That you've faced.
Got to get screenshots of them if possible. Got to have proof.
Got to have proof, please.
Screenshotter didn't happen.
Fernando still up top, just sitting pretty, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Garrido does get cut down. Fernando, launch pad, 4 shadow bombs. Realistically, weapon-wise, really hoping this legendary assault rifle can pull him through because,
listen,
only other thing he has is a common tactical shotgun.
I've said it before, Jack, I'll say it again. The Gray Tac is the best weapon in the game.
Okay.
Prove me wrong. You can't.
Okay. I'll let you say that.
It's never been proven.
That was Dr. Lupo who said it, Reddit, not me.
Smile.
Just to be clear.
You really gotta point those at me, Jack?
Point that finger.
Reddit, you look wonderful today. Please be gentle. Saw on the feed, picking up another elimination. So he got his bad, not necessarily the worst. Picking up an elim. We're down to the top 30. Fernando getting Sir Wings on rotation. So he got another elimination. 29 remaining. This shadow bomb to push all the way forward. These players trying their hardest to earn a spot in those 6 positions for NA East.
Only 6 spots. Remember, of these 3,000 players, only 6 will make it. Fernando using that tactical shotgun does get one. Is there a combat on the ground anywhere? Just an upgraded tack. I think that's what they'll have to settle with. Pressure now moving forward. You see Bugga on your screen. Ball giving Bugga a major praise the other day as Fernando fortunately keeps clipping the edge of that build. Not able to make it into zone without taking a couple ticks. Does have a campfire though, but it's a double-edged sword using a campfire this late in the game, Dr. Lupo. It's like a, hey, I'm weak, come attack.
This is the box to shoot at, please.
Yes.
I encourage it. But on top of that, you're also going to be missing HP, in this case shield as well. Pick up on the elim there, and the Storm's going to keep pushing Fernando for a second.
Gets both
Has the
popped.
time. No damage either from the Storm.
And that's great composure right there, because to be honest, I was thinking it wasn't going to happen. As Go CMO actually goes down in your engagement feed, we're in our top 7 right now. Opportunity to break on through. Bugga on your screen, KNG unknown, fighting for the high ground still. TSM Cloud in this game as well.
Kai on the ultimate high ground up above as the remainder of the lobby is forced into the same maybe 2 or 3 boxes vertically. The rift to go puts a player all the way up top, 2 players all the way up top. Bar getting beamed from underneath, just a little bit of damage, but enough to apply pressure and make him plummet to the ground. You'll see another rift, 3 players up. You hear the combat shotgun shot in midair. Somebody going for a big play if they can pull it off. Can't quite yet though. Bar landing. Gonna waterfall down and layer up. Basically 3 or 4 floors up off the ground. We're in the top 7.
It's a lot of mats to use right there.
We got 2 players left need to go down before those final placement points, and every point matters as we've talked about in these placements. Quick edit to check for a shot. Nope, looks down below, applying pressure with the grenades. Excellent grenade play there. Finds Cloud from TSM, hiding on the ultimate low ground, picks up that elim, putting the top 4 now. Bar dropping down, applying pressure, another grenade, very close, very risky, and shots from above. That might cost him, we'll see here. There's no builds left. A quick edit, the shot through finds Fernando. 1v1 situation, a top down, the combat shots from above. Kai picks up the last elimination from the ultimate high ground to the victory royale. Well played.
No builds or not, you are just never going to win a fight 1v1 with attack versus combat right there. Just not going to happen. It's just a better weapon in the hands of his opponent. The combat shotgun shows off just how darn good it is right there. As we head to our next game, up top you've got Class. You saw Chap flying by. Class, I believe the newest signing for 100 Thieves. Currently set on up on the ultimate high ground. There's the Q check again, 1 hour and 38 minutes left.
Fast looking around from above, no reason to burn too many materials. Checking down from the top. Anybody on rotation? He's at the back of the Storm, by the way. Kind of an interesting position, which means somewhere in that inventory, I bet you there's a rift to go or a launch pad.
Yes.
Not needing to move too early. I mean, he's got 5 seconds now. I'm going to start to make the move. There's the launch pad.
Actually
forward.
Hit his head, but it seems like that was on purpose.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
The horizontal movement, if you bounce off one of those ramps 2 blocks up, you get shot out like a rocket, essentially, and you can fly across the map. Less chances for people to shoot you out of midair.
200 IQ play from Class right there. Currently set up. He's got the combat shotgun in hand. As we know, sometimes the inventory doesn't load for the players when we hop on into a new lobby. So Class definitely has more than just a rare assault rifle. Can promise you that. 1 player just above, looking to put some pressure on, and doesn't
a little
get
bit
much
of pressure.
easier than that.
A little bit of pressure,
yeah,
just a little bit.
There they go.
Elimination there. 39 players left, 3 elims right now for Class. Eclipse, his duo may potentially be in here. Those players qualified already. Chap, Macwood, Complexity
in our top 10.
The box.
In our top 10 last time we checked the leaderboards.
Indeed.
And is in a great position to rack up points right here.
As with every grenade, when there's 1, there's 50. Finds the elim on the outside. There's 3 now, 30 points.
It's like chips. It's like potato chips. Like you can't
just eat one. You
can't just shoot 1 grenade.
Show me a person that's eaten 1 chip and then stopped. Yeah, right.
Look at the size of me. I haven't.
The legend has it you're still eating chips to this day. Sorry, Jack. Sorry to expose you.
No, you don't have to. I had some delicious ones earlier. Cheddar cheese, Pringle action.
Excellent.
Macwood spraying, frantically trying to find some sort of damage to put down range. Every point matters. Every elimination matters. A heavy snipe nearly exposes Macwood, but a quick reaction time does stop it. And actually surprised, Macwood is taking a ton of damage.
He could have for a second opted to take shots, but I feel like that player right there, literally the one he's jumping past right now, there were multiple that had line of sight on the box.
Great movement though. Great movement.
Big jump.
Hitting that last ball, getting as far as possible. We'll have time to pop both of these minis, which I expect, okay, only using one, it appears. Wants to save as much of these as possible.
Kind of surprising because we're going into the late game here. He's
Fell.
way
There
above
you go.
the damage threshold. Hey, look, 191 now, no big deal. Looking for shots and a follow through. The second, maybe a back-to-back. Swap to the combat shotgun. Look at the right side here in just a second. Building up above and finds Das on the rotation up. 5 elims at 32 points. We're in the top 30. Another one of these opportunities.
Look at
Macwood
this
showing
map.
just how versatile those shadow bombs are climbing the mountain.
My goodness, this is a tough zone rotation. And it's going right back, actually. Looks like through where we just were. You see Tilt as well in this game. All the way on the high ground is Thunder. So they're beaming on down, back over to Class, who's currently set on up, kind of towards the higher point of this build. Has made it into the top 25, so more points will be earned.
Pushing on through to the next section here. Just kind of tunneling forward. One of the most important skills for rotation.
Nick A30 was literally talking about it earlier, saying how before
huge.
Before he started to stream, he was in Playground. He was trying to get better at tunneling on uneven ground, like when you need to go up or down or whatever.
It's important too to know when you need to cover all your angles, every side, or just one side or two sides, depending on how you're moving and where you're moving. If you're at the edge of the zone, you don't necessarily have to cover your back if you know that side's been empty for a while. Or if you're moving across the middle and you want to save materials, maybe a single floor and a ramp, turn rotated, or like you do a jump rotation and quickly place it to end up underneath so you don't use as many materials. By the way, catching a player, specs, immediately placing the launch and jumping off of it.
And what's big is, of everything that just dropped, the one thing Class is able to pick up is 280 brick.
Feels good.
Basically the best thing you could ask for.
Material's so important late game. We're in the top 15 now. Class looking at 20 points, looking for the 21st here in a second. Shot, go for the replace, gets the first layer, go for the replace, gets the second, doesn't quite get the second layer. A little bit of a miss edit in there too, placing the triangle down. Tons of players up above, one landing directly above, immediately replace. It does the edit to get it to fall through. The player drops down, gets a 124 on the combat, and it's Thunder who goes down, pays the price for the second shot. Very, very good mechanic skill there from Class. A lot of practice goes into moves like that.
Yep, as you hear the rift go off, someone will be contesting for height. Sen Karos did just go down. It's Percently who's all the way up top, and Class catches him off guard.
Oh.
Percently went to look up at the rifter, and Class just jumped behind. And that is a game-changing moment, Dr. Lupo, as Class not only eliminates Percently, but refocuses his attention onto the player. Rifting high ground is now his, and he's up to his highest amount of materials so far in this late game.
Pressure applied on Eclipse, who's basically in the second level there. You've got Lazar and Fox down to the bottom. Shots coming out from Class, moving forward in the stink a little bit on the backside, but no big deal. Eclipse stuck inside a stink of his own. Lazar and Fox in the ultimate low, fighting it out while still getting shot at from above. 3 builds in Fox's inventory, and Class is sitting on 63. Very important to note that, because that means Class could waterfall down and apply pressure at any time. He also has a chance to wall off and heal off from above. Fox is going to have to take shots. Eclipse goes down. Fox is basically nothing left. Class, a little bit of fall damage. There we go. The builds leading into the campfires for the HP. Fox slotting it on the hill, stuck outside the storm. Class doesn't have to push, but he doesn't know that. Wait for the last second. Shot from above and finds the victory royale. 8 eliminations.
That was not pretty.
18 points.
That was not pretty right there, but that's where we have it. A good victory royale. 400 Thieves. Class, 8 eliminations. The win, 18-point game. Zeke and Sundown with our updates.
Thank you guys so much, man. Do I love Fortnite? The answer is yes, of course. Who doesn't? Now, guys, of course, we're here in NA East. Excuse me, I almost said West. I don't know why I did that. NA East here, knee-deep in the game. Sundown, we've seen some incredible games so far. Let's take a moment here, slow things down, meet up with Sundown. We'll take a look at some of the awesome clips he's got. We'll take a look at the updated standings, and then go from there.
Right, so first we're going to hop on board here with Bugabot. A great individual effort from him on the low ground here. Note, right before that elim, he had 0 builds, now up to 20. But one thing I want you to keep an eye on is his mentality to shoot first in these situations. It might be because he's lower on the builds, but note how he's looking to walk out and take fights. He's not looking to build himself back out. He wants his shots first, which ends up being huge if you're in a position where you can aggress, picking up has right there, and then able to run it out and get the victory route, just outlasting from 0 builds to a VR. Well done from Bugabot. Now, the Titan of the East, we've talked about it. Players who haven't qualified 72 hours, Tom is on that, and just watch this little bit of a tricksy rotation here. Ends up directly in this player box on the backside of a Mike, can go back to lobby. Boxes himself up, puts the trap down. Nice little defense there. Now, rather unfortunate here, they didn't end up with 2 elims, but the tag and the baller does still pick up Testy, so well done there from 72 hours. We've seen a lot of Fernando as well. Now watch him go to work. That was his first elim, but look at what he gets from all of that. Gets high ground control, the legendary AR, and zone priority position. Because he's on this side and players are forced to rotate into him, he's going to be able to use the rifle. Saw him pick up one there, picks another player off of the jump pad. That feels awful if you're Oscarito, and we've seen him have an affinity a number of times for getting picked up off of those jump pads. So maybe grab a shadow bomb or a ball and rotate along the ground as Fernando keeps putting in work there, getting the storm tick over onto Sir Wings. And look, that's the one thing that we stress about these players. It's the action after their immediate action. You don't slow down. You can't stop right after you pick something else up, because somebody else is there. Picks up the elim onto Quasi, boxes himself up, and then pushes forward. And he's been doing this entire run while he's being contested. It's not like he's avoiding these fights. He's going and he's looking for them, but he's prepared to take them with that shoot first mentality. Very well done from Fernando there. But let's check out those standings right now. The previous qualifier on top, Misfits Clicks. Let's look at the spread. 40 points down to 30, so just 10 points separating first and 10th, and 6 spots up for grabs. Zeke's with Clicks already having qualified, it would drop down to the 7th spot, and all these guys are right on top of each other.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like someone like Smacked and Fernando, they have the 3 games played, and they're at the 30 points. Someone like Clicks, who's at the top, has 5 with 40 points. So they have like more room to work with, more throwaway games, I guess, but the point spread is still pretty tight. Don't forget, top 6 will be moving on to finals, so there's still plenty of time. I still feel like this is anyone's game. It just takes one incredible standout game to just rock it up on the leaderboard, you know?
It's absolutely anybody's game. We talk about kind of a reasonable pop-off. A 5 elim victory route is 15 points, or 8 elims, and in the top 5 is 15 points. Any of those is a realistic final game, and we're right around that halfway mark, and with less than 15 points separating the top 10, anybody will be able to jump up on the page, and that's what Fortnite is all about.
Well, let's not hold off any longer, Fortnite fam. Let's just get right back into the action. So for now, let's send it back over to Courage and Dr. Lupo for more Fortnite.
Ooh-wee, the standings are getting juicy. Some would call them soggy as we move into our next game here.
Speaking of soggy, Jack, on your screen, Liquid Vivid.
And Loot Lake.
A player that's already qualified.
Yes.
Qualified week 1. You gotta love that. An opportunity, though, for Vivid to practice his mechanics, keep his game stepped up to the top. Hopefully push up and maybe pick up, you gotta remember, a little bit of prize money too on the line here, plus it's doubled. $2 million for the entire weekend is insane.
Absolutely wild.
Gives me chills, Jack.
$2 million every week for these last couple weeks is nuts. That's like, you've been around in competitive gaming for a long time. That is like entire life cycles of games,
Yeah.
Prize money. And now it's these 2 weeks. Don't even get me started on the Fortnite World Cup Finals. That is going to be the spectacle to watch this summer. You will want to be tuned in for that. Later on this summer, in the end of July, you see Hogman continuing to pop up in the elimination feed. Vivid throwing these grenades, and on these awkward-to-build surfaces, like in the water, it is so tough to dodge them, and you see right there how it winds up working out.
Yeah, cheer Loot Lake. Multiple players trying to make their way in. 38 left. Vivid starting to tunnel forward. Shots from the backside. He's going to wait. Last second, it looked like he was waiting for one more shot from that opponent's AR before he took the combat shotty shot. Couldn't quite get it. For Reed here, going to take ownership of the wall, sees the baller through, and going to apply pressure, taking shots there. It actually is Hogman with the baller inside that brick box in the bottom, Loon up top. Premium moving forward up above too, the next level up. Shots underneath the corner edit there. Vivid's going to have to replace the wall with a new one. Maybe a chance to pop that full shield if he decides it's the right call, which at this point it might be, unless someone nearby is very, very weak. Vivid going to go for the full shield. At this point, waiting. You have 18 seconds until the circle starts to close, which means you don't have to move just yet if you're trying to wait, especially if you have a rift in your inventory, a launch pad, anything like that. You can take a second and take shots before movement's required. I believe that's exactly what's going on here. Yep. If it's going to rotate on through, look from underneath, and there is a pyramid separating them now. No chance here. You hear the shadow bomb go off. Vivid might try and track this one down. 54 on the shield on rotation. No chance just yet. A player directly above. He's going to build up and try and match height. Shot from the backside. 32-21. Shield still on that player, and another one rotates in front. It's Navy Rob who goes down to a quick combat shotgun shot.
I actually can't believe Vivid's not being sprayed at more.
Barely even challenged.
Yeah.
Player down to his bottom right. Loot Lake keeping people on their toes. Player right inside finds Loon in a box. Follow up the back-to-back. Two shots. Hogman goes down. A very, very competitive player. That's a big elimination. Less of a challenge now to reach that #1 spot this game. Vivid moving forward. Another wounded player on the outside, and the baller flies past. Vivid building up 18 points, 4 elims, and 66 builds. Ammunition not too bad. Loadout not too bad. A player directly underneath. Vivid still making moves non-stop. This is why he qualified week 1. You're looking for a player to watch. This is definitely one high on the list, Jack.
Yeah, he is someone that I think a lot of people always expected to do well and qualify, but the surprising thing for others is that he's the only one of the Liquid boys who has, right? And Vivid has been a absolute beast in solos for as long as he's competed in Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
And right now showing what he can do here. Down to 19 health, though. It looks like the end might be near.
You look back at previous skirmish events, he was routinely taking home first place, second place, third place. Repeat.
Oh, there he goes.
Untamed, catch him on the outside, goes down, 70 players left. Couldn't quite squeak out the top 15 for placement points. If you remember, it's top 25 for 3, top 15 gets you another 2 at 5. Top 5 gets you 2 more to 7, and the Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just tuning in, there's your scoring setup. Clicks finding another element. You have to remember, too, Clicks right now top of the board. Finds Surge Kurt on the outside, rotating forward with the shadow bombs. What a versatile item right now for movement. One of the best in the game. If you're looking for a chance to stay safe, I say pick up a shadow bomb or 2 and make those rotations at the right time.
Yeah, and right now, Clicks. No!
Gets himself.
Boogie bombs himself with this one.
Not a huge deal if that player gets picked by somebody on the move.
Thankfully, no one else came down and got involved.
They're sitting in a bush, back in the baller. No chance there. Kind of just a fresh reset for everybody involved in that one. Clicks taking a shot from the back. 60 shield gone now. He's going to try and climb the hill. This could be big if he can hold on to this for the entire time while this storm's still circling. Bouncing off all these surfaces, lands all the way up top. He's in a box with another player. It's Nut. Goes down in the box. Lee walling off. Clicks now down to 10 shield. 10 players left. Building up. The assault for high ground, so important right now. 1 launch pad is heard. Clicks takes a chance to pop a mini. Keep building that tarp forward. May have to reconnect here in a second, depending on how much pressure he feels like he's going to get. Players dropping in. It's funny, even a 9 damage combat shotgun shot is enough to force a player to drop in there. Underkill goes down.
It's because you know there's more shots coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, if he's already hitting me now, just wait until I'm lower like this. It could be even worse. Clicks, still with 100 builds, showing off why he is one of the most consistent solo players in the NA East region. The Boogie comes in, doesn't actually connect with anybody, but this is as textbook as it can get. You're just keeping the high ground, making sure that if you get dropped down, you won't take any fall damage, let everyone else get scrappy and fight. You just get your placement points, get your last couple of limbs, and you're good. At this point, this is Clicks playing this like he's at the World Cup finals.
100%.
Just practicing. The more the merrier. Keeping the height, not doing anything crazy.
Plenty of build left. Sitting on 60 plus. Let the other 2 fight it out.
They're
maybe
fighting.
Take a shot. Premium. The last one on the low ground. 1v1 Clicks. Just going to knock the floor out. Taking shots from above. Quick little corner edit and reset. Look at the speed of that. Look at the speed of that. He's double layering brick, puts the floor down, just the one surface, edits the corner, takes a shot, resets, and builds the pyramid.
That was...
Well, just let Premium tick out.
That was scary easy for Clicks. I mean, scary easy.
You want to know why he's the top, Jack? That's why he's the top right now.
That's it right there. I mean, we see other players in a position like that where they've let it get close. Clicks knew exactly how to play that through and through. Barely took a lick of damage and wins the game. Another Victory Royale there. Someone on your screen, you see TSM Vinny, a name that in previous skirmish times popped off. Has pretty much, for me at least, had a pretty quiet Fortnite World Cup so far.
Gone quiet through the World Cup thus far. I'd love to see a big game from Vinny. His duo Zexro as well, another one that's been kind of low-key so far. A lot of players, though, rotating through here. We're at the 50-50 circle in 12 seconds. That means anybody left in Neo tilted is going to have to make a move, and you've got people like Vinny boxed up, a good chance to take third-party shots. I am curious why he just took a great tack shot through a window at probably 100 meters. Not sure. not sure.
Which weapon you have right there.
don't think that was the desired play. No. A little bit of stumble.
Vinny trying to set up for this drop that's coming on in and decides to actually look up and begin to shoot it. Remember, the health of the drop actually depends on the mode you're in. So in solos, it's only got 250 HP. So that's not too bad of a thing to have to shoot on down. And, well, even if he doesn't get the crate,
feels like he got a crate.
Feels like he did. The legendary combat shotgun. What an upgrade there from the common tack.
Caught that player in the rotation in. Is actually still going to get the box. Looks like unchallenged. Big bucks, no whammies.
My
Finds
goodness.
A legendary AR, a big upgrade across the board there, and he's got a full shield in the box as well. Got to hold on to the minis and the slurp. Probably the best call right now since it's most likely only one full. See here in a second. Quick little reset on the wall. He's looking for anybody that might be peeking, anybody that might be making a move, chances to take a shot, and he does have a backup in terms of shield in there. Cowboy, the top right corner of your screen as well. Vinny, the stinks, still getting ticks, sees the player potentially rotating out. Can he track that? Doesn't
he's just,
quite see it.
He's just getting rid of him.
I think he's chucking them away.
He's throwing them away so he can pick back up either the minis or the mini or the full.
Yep.
And looks like we'll decide to go for 5 minis in the slurp, which I think is the right play.
Yep.
Makes sense there. Get some damage down. If there's somehow a storm surge that comes in, that might be the difference between being above or below. I like the play. Say I like the play.
If it's going to happen for storm surge, it'll be at the end of this circle.
Mm-hmm.
You actually see that this is interesting because the way that we're watching these games, that marker right there, whichever person we pulled this from, that's them marking the edge of the next circle.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty interesting tip for anybody that's watching from home if you're trying to elevate your play. A lot of positioning knowledge will come from knowing when or when not you need to continue rotating in.
Yeah.
If you use the mini map to mark, just put the little marker down, the closest portion of the next safe zone. You know when you've made it in without having to check the mini map to see if you're past it or not. It's very, very, very important to know when you're safe and when you aren't.
Absolutely, in duos especially. Your duo's still alive, you're dead. You got to do things like that. Help, give them the best chance possible. Nico hits the ceiling above and actually drops a player right into his box. So basically gets a free elimination right there as the player was not expecting it. And with that, we'll actually move into our top 25. 3 more placement points earned, Shadow Bomb being used, and the quick movement up this slight little hill begins. As you see 72 hours on your screen, alive right now inside of a baller. He was in our top 10 earlier on, now no longer the case the last time we got a leaderboards update.
Blue T in here as well. We're going to jump in with Nico live. 4 eliminations, 137 builds, a really good loadout, and Loom not doing too well on the bottom there. There was an RPG, doesn't opt to pick it up. Could have potentially swapped out the AR or the TAC AR for that. Doesn't do so, though. No big deal. 19 points now. Catches a player inside the same box. Maybe one box over at this point with rotation. Moving forward. No time to waste here. You don't want to be stuck at the edge of the safe zone as a baller actually swings through and opens everything up. Nico forced to rebox very quickly, burning through the materials. Down to 32 metal. Keo from Cloud9. The very bottom of your screen.
Look at 72 hours on height right now.
Liquid 72 hours, top of the screen there. Cole as well. Blue T. Jojo.
Cole's breaking him out. Cole's doing everything he can to break him out. And 72 hours having to deal with that. He just wants to begin to fire down on everyone, but can't get a chance right now. Here's Kaizui. Again, one of the younger players on 100 Thieves. 78 total health, but a ton of ammo, so get some health back and maybe some mats. He's definitely can spray for days.
Kaizui, player rotating behind through the storm for just a second. One drops in, the heavy snipe does apply pressure. Kaizui goes down, it's Blue T from above. Oh my gosh, it looks like they traded inside the box, the trap and the shot. A quick swap there, both players going down at the same time. Meanwhile, all the way in the ultimate high ground for just a second there, we're in the top 15, but 72 hours from Team Liquid, still in it. Blasian goes down. Jojo still in this as well, 10-bit just inside with a barely alive baller as Nico, the forefront of the storm. He's got a baller in the box immediately next to. Wouldn't be surprised if there was pressure.
Give me a, yeah, I can tell. Whoa! All pulled into the rift, 3 of them.
3 players all the way in the sky, 9 remaining.
And they'll gladly float this one out. Look at all the destruction going on down low.
Just wait it out.
There goes 72 hours. Did get dropped on down.
It's like he went out 8th. Doesn't quite get the 7 points for a top 5. Shatang gonna drop past Deity with the ultimate high ground. Keo in the mid tarp. Pyrovoil flying all the way past. Got players still stuck in the bottom. Jojo, the ultimate low ground. Shatang finds Keo inside a box. Nico and Deity fighting for the ultimate high ground. Ranch forced down a little bit too. We're in the top 5. Placement points going out for everybody. 7 now.
Nico's so high up there right now.
In the sky.
Does Nico, the question is Nico have anything to wind up dropping down with? From our perspective, from what we can tell a spectator, no, but
that middle
with it going up the hill,
something.
Should now be all right. But look at how weak all these players are down low. The Storm doing so much damage, and Nico more than happy to just keep building on up, keep playing this distance. Shatang gets 2, so winds up getting a lot of HP, but spraying, and it's all for naught. Nico just sits up there and basically idly wins that game. Pretty easy. When you got the high ground like that, building in brick, there's no chance of him getting shot down at all. And what I'm loving to see here, Ben, is this players doing a good job of calculating when they're on height, if they need to challenge or not. That's like 2 or 3 games in a row now where the person on height has just sat up there, let the Storm do its job, as long as you tag them once.
In the last 60 seconds,
last 60 seconds.
Crazy.
Get a little tag on them, and then let the ultimate enemy, the zone, do its job for you. 1 hour and 15 minutes left in the queues until NA East solo qualifiers for the Fortnite World Cup Finals are over.
Are you trying to get your 10 matches in? Now's the time to do it. 44 players left. Speaking of those 10 matches in this match, Attack AR, the blue combat shotgun, minis, shadow bombs, sitting on the edge of the zone. John, no need to apply too much pressure, doesn't have to move, just kind of wait it out. Take third-party shots, get those quick window edit resets and hold this one watching through on that ramp using the little holes in the brick structure underneath of his opponent. Gonna start making a move here, goes for the window replace, it's the wall replace, it's not even challenged. Here we go. This player might not have audio. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, that's just, again, when you're not just like in a 1-by-1, when there's more behind you, sometimes it catch you off guard. As that's what happens right there. FaZe Dubs actually in this lobby, and
Didn't you say?
Said FaZe Dubs.
You go on records as saying FaZe Dubs is the best solo player in the world
as of right now.
Interesting.
With technically with the placings we've got, there has been no person more consistent currently. What's he had, like 1st, 3rd, 6th, 2nd or something?
Nope, no person more consistent. Okay, I have to ask, have you not been watching Tim's stream? Consistently fall damage.
That is true. Consistently bad.
We're talking about consistency,
yeah.
Jack. Really? You're going to...
Yep.
Sorry, Tim. I'm trying to defend you here, bud.
It's all right. I'm sure he's really upset right now with his hand tats.
Listen, he's tough and you can't handle it.
I can't wait to see Tim this week. I'm going to give him a big hug.
Right in the feed, picking up an Elam. Flo taking one out as well in the top 35. Zycoma and Baldy right next to each other here. A little back and forth. You see them both actually facing each other. And just quick edit resets for transparency on the walls.
You're like, you good? You good?
You gonna move?
You good?
You gonna make a move? I'm just gonna wait. You gonna move? I'm not going yet. You going?
It's the game of chicken right now as Baldy keeps editing, looking for any opportunity to rain down fire from up above.
Who gives into the pressure first, right? And puts himself out in the open.
Wondering if the rift gets used here or Baldy just says.
He's high enough up, he doesn't necessarily have to, but I'm going to say because he's waiting here, I think you might be right. He's just looking back and taking shots, thinking, I'm just going to use the rift when it's time. There we go. There's a reason for it, too. One Elim looking for the second. Baldy, the storm right there, the swap, and falling down. I believe I heard it.
He rifted. He did. Here's Dubs. It doesn't get much easier than that. The player with 17 HP gets cut down, and Dubs will go follow this up right away. Look for any materials possible. This baller trying to snake them all.
Just a little bit.
There you go. Now Dubs has made it on and says, no. This is mine. This is mine. And whoa, 3 big shields, 6 minis. Oh gosh.
That's a yikes.
Okay, Dubs, not in a fun time right now. Remember, when you're in the shadow form, you cannot edit. You cannot make any plays like that. So Dubs gets trapped in there and takes 80 storm damage because of it.
Very fast edits on the tunnel there, moving forward. basically not letting go of the sprint the entire time. Look at these, walling and editing a corner out every single layer, burning through materials very quickly, but
dude,
a very stable base to make a move.
It just set in how insane the Battle of the Regions is going to be at the Fortnite World Cup. Like, Mongrel, Mr. Savage M are going to be repping EU that I know all of Europe's going to get behind. You've got the likes of Dubs, Tfue representing NA. I mean, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
The best players from every region.
Yeah.
Making their way to one stage. I'm gonna have heart palpitations, Jack.
Bro, it's gonna be one of the most insane events of all time. There's just no doubt in my mind about that. Bez loves Shane being pressured now by Dubs. Dubs did get a solid shot down range.
Cool.
Unfortunately, shotgun not reloaded, so we'll have to take a moment there to let that weapon reset. As now the zone going back the way it just came, so.
Less than 50 builds now. Dubs, 70 HP, has a chance. Just kidding, 100 HP. A little misspeak there. 11 players left. Freak Twinkie goes down. Shots from above. Another player. Title shot found outside of a window, looking through for a peek. Potentially doesn't quite get it. Shots in the back instead. A big trade out there. The legendary combat shotgun.
Oh, this movement is just
forward.
dirty.
Looking for the shot. Doesn't quite go for it. No chance just yet. Mustache from Tempo. In the feed, picking up another Elam. We're in a top 8 now. Dubs, quick edit. Takes out the top half, looking for shots through. A reset and rotation. Dubs, so fast. So blindingly fast.
Yep.
You want to try and keep up with anybody.
Stinks from height again.
This is literally like you're setting the tempo right here.
Mm-hmm. Should have enough time to pop this big shield. Thankfully, the stink grenade bombardment has stopped. Remember, top 5 is the last placement points outside of winning the game, and just like that, Dubs has made it on into the top 5. Now up to 28 points. Still building out. Turret comes into play for that extra health on the build so it doesn't get shot down. And oh no, the build he was going to land on gets shot out. Trying to put pressure on, gets one. How about a second? Not going to happen. Baldy wins that fight. The challenge comes in from the high ground. Baldy so weak. How will he make this pop? How will he make this happen? Baldy spraying frantically, trying to get this player to fall on down. 4 HP. There's no way, right? I mean, there's no way, right?
There's always a way, Jack. Don't count him out just yet.
Baldy, one tick of the storm ends this game. The player was building with metal, and
there it is.
That's it right there.
John holds the high ground, the last second victory royale. He was one of the first players we jumped on board with in this game.
Lock it up.
Locking it up.
Yeah.
Sitting in the top of the hill and ends up paying off big.
Oh, yeah. Nice job there by John. See who'll win that game. Victory royale. Shout out to Baldy, though. A good little performance at the end. Did what he could.
That last second drop, though. It literally, he had it all up until that moment. Ton of fall damage in the drop-in. Could not quite find an elimination outside the storm.
Okay.
We're going backwards through a basketball.
Wow, that's fancy. Whoa. I just got the chills. There you go, production. That's my cue. As we head into our next game, 51 players in this lobby when we hop on in.
The northeast side of Mega Mall, 50-50 zone, and there's enough players left alive right now that Storm Surge is going to be an issue. Not for AJ, though. 320 damage above. Sees a player through that pyramid edit. Looks like they're going for the replace. He's just going to hold the turbo build above. Drops in, tries to catch him off guard. Not fast enough. The first time is fast enough. The second time, Malwax goes down to the trap. AJ inside his own box. Well played there. 2 slurps, 6 minis.
Shields for days, movement for days, mats for days. AJ, these are the games that when you're set up, you're in your head, you're like, I need to make this a big one. I've got everything I need. And there's no other way to put it. These are games that will either go the way you need them to go and be the things that push you towards being able to qualify, or don't go the way you want them to go and legitimately tilt you for the rest of your day playing. Whoa. Speaking of tilt, phase tilt now on your screen. It's pretty good, right? Okay, Ben, Jesus. Did you take your meds yet?
Is that a good enough laugh? Do you feel validated now, Jack?
I do feel validated now. Thank you.
Okay.
It makes a difference.
I'm out here for you, Jack.
I know.
100
being popped.
50 now. No elims yet this game. 28 points. No in the feed. Picking up Zine. 90 builds right now. And the ultimate weapon, the gray tactical shotgun in the inventory. Got to feel good about that one, right, Jack?
Oh,
100% agree.
You said it's the best gun in the game, right?
It is the best, arguably, unequivocally, the best weapon. Tilt, pick it up. Elam on Smoke Gabe there. Quick window edit resets, very common here. Position like this, you're basically smack dab middle of the safe zone. I don't know for sure if Tilt has any mobility besides the shadow bomb, so I would expect a door edit and push soon once he feels like there's too much on the line, if he's too close to the storm. But we'll see. Maybe a launch pad.
Yeah.
If he's going to use it, it's got to be soon. You don't want to wait too long with that.
This is when you're just like hoping someone like rips you to the sky out of nowhere or places a launch pad right next to you to let you have some sort of free movement.
Middle on the middle of your screen for just a second. One of the common high placement players in solos.
He's already qualified.
Exactly.
And yesterday finished atop our leaderboard, right? Tilt right now is actually below the damage threshold for the Storm Surge. And typically when Storm Surge pops up, it forces some people to play like maniacs. You got to do something crazy to make sure you don't take this damage. Tilt running on through. Still 43 below. Has to be going to put damage downrange. There's a nice little tag. Now above. Good stuff from him. As more players have started to drop. Is safe for the moment using both shadow bombs, Ben.
Okay.
Here on this rotation. And, you know, you might be like, well, if that's all his movement, then, I mean, isn't that bad? But you think about it. Right now, you're at 34, top 34. You want those placement points.
100%.
You've spent a lot of time in this game. You've got one elimination. And right now, you're probably, what, every bit of 15 minutes, 17 minutes into this game? If you don't get placement points out of this, if you don't get at least 5 to 7 points off this one, it could really come back to haunt you as this day goes on. Tilt gets one, now 4 spots away from being in the top 25. Remember, 3 points earned if you make it there.
Okay, now 3 players need to go down before we look at the placement. Very top of the zone, Corey. Rogue Shark vying for high ground. Looks like Shark gets the ultimate high with ease and does place a trap down just in case anybody tries to challenge. And on the same box, opportunity to just take some shots. Looking up here, back-to-back combat shots on that player. You can hear a ball underneath. I think Shark trying to be as cognizant of that as possible. There it is. Placement points going out for everybody. Shots on every player on the rotation. And if Shark can land even 1 or 2 solid hits, the combat shotgun, we've seen it be very lethal. Ranges like this, 18 points right now, and here we go, beaming player on the drop-in. A lot of shield damage, finds Frosted Spy in the air. No fall damage taken, 190 total now. Another player, back-to-back. The Vera goes down. Shark pick it up, the 4th elimination. Almost to the top 15, and playing this very, very well. The only concern I really have at this point is materials are going to start getting low soon, especially if you're forced to double up on layers.
When you're already having to build out from height that early on, you already mentioned it, 46 total builds left. How can Rogue Shark use them wisely? 15 players now remaining, so 2 more placement points earned for everyone that's still live in this lobby. Players continue to drop on out quick. Rogue Shark showing off just how good the combat shotgun is, whether players are flying from up above or running frantically down low. With that rift pulling up, I think it was 2 players. You think Rogue Shark's going to begin to peek on up and try to make sure no one can land on him. I think they just...
There we go, 1 flying in.
1.
Jaith eliminated. Top 10. AJ does, however, take the high ground. Honestly, it looked like with ease, just getting the flint knock to ascend all the way to the top, challenging.
Oh my gosh.
A build off.
What a shot. They're going for height right now between the 2 of them. Rogue Shark down to just 21 total builds. Has to reload this flint knock and has to go for the play of his career. Knocks the 1 player down to the box. Shotgun comes through. Tyler's was not ready for that to happen, and Rogue Shark is rewarded by a ton of builds, but it's still AJ up top.
Shark for sure has the ability to drop down. That flint knock could save him. If you're concerned about what's in his inventory.
He went for it.
He went for it.
Rogue Shark flint knocks to the high ground, knocks out AJ's build, and replaces it. He's got to reload this flint knock quick. Drop it down. Did make it as well. Rogue Shark showing off how good the flint knock pistol is. One of the most versatile weapons in Fortnite Battle Royale history. We're now in our top 4. Rogue Shark continuing to be a hero from this high ground.
Literally just plugging.
There goes
above.
2
Noah
more.
Goes down. It's a 1v1. Night Seeker on the ultimate low ground, 29 builds, some bandages if it comes to a heal off, which means Shark's gonna have to apply pressure, plus an RPG.
That's GG. That's
Nightseeker
GG.
taking the outside of the storm. Unless there's a chance at a shot, there isn't. Nightseeker goes down. Shark, the flint knock, earns the high ground multiple times and the victory royale.
Incredible stuff right there from Rogue Shark. A 9-elimination win. 19 points. Zeke and Sundown.
19 points at this stage in the game. My goodness, that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the game. Luckily, we'll be seeing him in New York City. Rogue Shark has already got that qualification up there. But let's take a quick look at some of the other players who have already qualified and one player who's putting on a little bit of a show and might be able to put himself in contention. So first, we're going to hop on board with the veteran Vivid. And as Golden Boy says, when in doubt, throw a grenade or 17. Vivid throwing every one of the explodes there. Picks up a nice little elim, and that actually gives him positioning to then start running on the mid-tart. Picks up Navy Rob there, and then continues rotating forward, doing all this now with the combat that he was able to pick up there. And notice in the top left-hand corner, this is outside the top 25. We watch him pick up 3 elims, survive into the top 25, and then enable himself to get more. Challenging into the stink, knowing he would get that siphon. Now, Clicks on board here, was at 10 HP, gets a shadow. What does he do with it? He's then able to translate that into a boogie, drops the player out, and then all of a sudden, he gets another shadow. This is what we mean when we talk about how every little interaction counts. If Clicks doesn't pick up the elim at 10 HP, doesn't get the shadow to enable him to get the boogie bombs, which doesn't let him pick up the next 2 elims, which gives him more shadows and gives him high ground control. And look here how he extends out the timer on the shadow bomb. He's in shadow form the whole time, is able to get into the player's box, picks up Nut, who is on the top 10 of the leaderboard right now. So it's not like he's just cleaning out the bottom of the barrel. These are other players competing for a spot. And Clicks, I remember originally watching him in the Lux Cup and thinking, wow, this kid Clicks on YouTube. He's pretty good. I hope we get to see more of him. Well, we're going to be seeing more, particularly if he's closing out games like that. Niku, the only player in this little package who isn't already qualified for the World Cup, but goes on a great little spree here. 150 in terms of his builds, and that's going to enable him to kind of navigate this super, super tightly packed tarp. You saw 25 players there in Circle 8. Circle 9, still 13 players left. He still has 97 builds. That's because his mentality is he's looking for the elims, picks up a number of jump pads, and refreshes on builds again. So keep an eye on the top left. 7 players left now, and he challenges into the high ground. All of a sudden, he picks up this elim here, knocks the player out with the storm changeover, and top 5, ultimate high ground control, and nothing else. Showtang picks up the 2 on the bottom, but Nico is just going to be able to wait him out. Doesn't get a tag going over there, so the storm will tick him over. And last but not least, it wouldn't be a highlight reel if we didn't show Dubs. Taker
Hey,
best average placement in a Sunday final, as Courage said, with a 6th, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd coming out there, averaging 3rd place overall in what is one of the most stacked regions. You see him just take the wall right away from Yoshi and continue running through the tarp, always looking for opportunities, looking to challenge, wanting to take the shots, and pressuring the rest of the lobby. Hey, you want to win the Fortnite World Cup, you have to be beating players like this. You have to beat the Dubses, the Clicks, the Vivids of the world in order to get up there. And right now, Clicks is flexing, saying, yeah, I'm in 1st place. What of it?
Man, after 6 games, 2 victorials, one of only 2 people in top 10 with the 2, he's got himself that pretty hefty lead. I mean, don't forget, guys, it is top 6, so we're making their way into finals, so this is the cutoff point right here. But if we look outside of the Clicks' lead, right, 42 to 38, again, these points are still really, really close.
Like I said, it's the difference, 26th to 25th, popping a shadow bomb, waiting a half second before you rotate.
Oh, actually, you know what I just thought about? This is already qualified.
Yeah,
you were going to say...
bump one more down. It's all good.
So
no worries, because at this point, really, like the one little spot, with all of these guys here, as soon as one more match changes over, this whole thing is going to change. The leaderboard is so absurdly close. These are the moments that matter. This is where you will be able to cement yourself as one of the best of the best. And if you don't do it now, you won't be on that stage in New York City competing for your piece of the $30 million prize pool.
Too bad we cannot compete for that prize pool, but oh well. Only the future can tell. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, Fortnite fam, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. We are going to go to a break, so get up, stretch your legs, find a snack, use the bathroom. But don't get too far, because in 5 minutes, we've got more action. Don't get too far. See that? See, this is it. This is the last chance, all right? People need to know about this block party, all right? This is your last opportunity to get them involved, to get them hyped. Zeke, everyone's gonna be there, all right? DJ Zeke's gonna be there. DJ Sundown's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna be there, all right? The people are waiting. All right. You know what, man? I'm DJ Zeke. I don't need no card. But what you need to do is buy your tickets to the block party. Tickets are only $35, Fortnite fam. Listen, all right? June 15th, 16th at the LA Forum. Day 1, Creative Showdown. Listen, all right? Team Evolve built an incredible map. Spoiler alert, it's dope. Day 2, Celebrity Pro-Am. 50 pro gamers, 50 celebrities, all battling out for a $3 million charity prize pool. What more do you want? What more do you need? Fortnite fam, you need to be there because we are ready to party with you. Bam!
What's up, Fortnite fam? Sundown here, and today we are going to talk about shadow bombs and their impact on competitive play. If you haven't had a chance to use the shadow bomb yet, it is a utility consumable that drops in stacks of 2, and you can carry up to 6 per slot. When used, the shadow bomb grants the user invisibility, move speed, the ability to double jump, and the ability to wall jump.
JR!
Shadow form lasts for 6
Yeah?
seconds.
I'm streaming right now!
Until the user
I know.
touches their feet on the ground.
I'm trying to get mostly. I'm just trying to get views up and subs.
I'm watching the cup right now as well. Ooh, Ninja.
Whose channel?
Ooh, Ninja has the recon.
I need to take off this notifications. Hey, bro. I'm gonna leave this lobby because I'm not gonna be talking and I don't want the stream to be ruined.
Oh no, I won't be talking.
Okay.
Are you gonna be watching the stream, like all of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it until it ends. Until the World Cup ends.
Going to be close. I mean, every single region has come down to some form of last match, whether it's a player overtaking at the last minute or you saw Blacksoap get the victory royale, everything he needed on the final match of the server. There's Spook picking up ramen there, no 99-cent deal. Back to the lobby. You can queue back up. Like we said, just under an hour left in the queue time, so you get 3 hours or 10 matches to score as many points as possible, and this lobby is stacked. Outlet, Diggy, Macwood, all directly on top of each other right now. Macwood getting some pressure onto that cone, but not finding anything after the heavy snipe.
Yeah, nice angles right here, just playing with the perspective that he has. He drops a player there with the heavy sniper. No fall damage was given, though, which means that player slid on down safe and sound through the side of the mountain here. This Macwood is back in the hunt, just looking around on the prowl right now. And so far, so good. 46 players remain in the 6-man, or Storm Wave 6 is approaching here, I should say. Tons of players. That means no placement points have been given out, and these players have put close to 15, 18 minutes or so of time into this game right here.
Yeah,
so if you get knocked out before the placement threshold, that's going to be rough to kind of swallow in here.
It's all about time efficiency. You see Roat taking over the Storm there. That is part of those new changes with patch 9.20. If somebody has been tagged in the past 60 seconds and they either self-eliminate, fall to the Storm, or fall to fall damage, you will get the Elim credit. Now you can see Macwood trying to get onto the edge of the zone, as we do have to rotate across the lagoon, so it could get awkward. You have Wrigley, who's in the second spot, the player who has been very much so coming up through these open matches recently. You see Percently also picking up an Elim there. Storm threshold on your right-hand side. Macwood is 402 above it. What the Storm Surge does, since a little bit of a different mechanic, if players are being too passive, as Macwood not passive at all, going for the no-scope Blainer of the year, misses it there. If players are too passive and haven't done damage, the Storm Surge will punish you, doing 10 damage per tick as that goes off until you either are above the threshold or you're eliminated. Just like that, Strep picks up Macwood. No antibiotics for you there, but a nice Elim in point going over to Strep.
Yeah, and this is it right here. I don't think we've seen as many ballers throughout the day, but my gosh, there are so many still in play. That's a big reason why there's so many players still alive right now, guys. The vehicles are out. Nice double shot with the combat right there. Strep connecting big time here. Someone comes out the Storm. Kuros gets flicked on and taken out of the game. Back to the lobby he goes. And Strep finds himself at 29 points. Can he make it 30? That's 2 big shots. Up and over the top he goes. He still wants this one, but no, gets taken out by CWV. Saw FaZe Diggy there as well in the feed. There's a lot going on here, Sundown.
good job there from CWV, but Outlet is running that high ground down now, but took a ton of damage. There's actually a player directly above him who just lasered him. That was 150-0 in the blink of an eye. Now you have Neferux of Luminosity Gaming. We're inside the top 25%. Still up. Demo still up. Neferux still up as well. Outlet just got beamed. Neferux is going to edit out, pop the shadow, and get over to the far side. Will need to about face as he does get blocked into the player's build, opting to go around it and build just over. Nice little ramp for the separation. Fox picks up Jesus, so he's going to go down. You see defensive traps put in place by the player next to Neferux. Tech gets K's, and we're getting closer and closer to top 15. Fox is now out.
Oh,
double edit, and he got it. Demo's in.
Oh, he gets both of them. Shaz and Demo go right down. The combat, the fire rate.
And it gets him into the top 15, and it gives him a shadow bump. That is a massive 4-point swing and could potentially end up being more for Neferux.
He had 0 materials as well. This really puts him back in the game here, guys. It was all looking so grim as Neferux is now looking to find tendons. Will we be able to connect here? He's got the traps out. He finds someone down in the water. He could still commit here, and he does. Tendons goes down. He doesn't have any shield, though.
Good job sticking with that. Saw that Tendons was over the side. Got his Elam kind of poached away from him there, but manages to stay with it. Saw where the Tracer Fire was and identified the player. Now on 31 points. 7 players remaining. Wrigley, who we just saw, was in that top 3, directly above him. You have Lyrison, 2 above him. As Sicko does pick up B-Hegs, and Neferux looks for the double edit. He has no more mass, so nothing doing with the launch pad. Will he find another sick double from Neferux? Can he make it a triple? He's looking. He needs to get back in the storm zone. He does. Shots coming out. Shots from the player above. Double edit. Loses it. Wrigley picks it up, but can Wrigley find the zone? He did get the siphon. He needs to circle back around, and he found it, but there's tons of natural building here. Spook, everything is for him. Has 6 builds, not a ton going on here, but has the high ground, and everyone moving over. HP advantage was to him. Wrigley caught every one of those pellets with his face, but a good individual effort pushes Spook up to 34 points. 70 limbs, victory royale.
Solid game for Spook right there, picking up a 17-point game. That's how fast you can go from the teens right up into the 30-point bracket, putting you in contention for top 5, making your way to New York City Finals. But man, Neferux, he had crazy play there with the double edit down. I thought it was all over for a second there, but off to the next one here, guys.
Always.
Hudson Park. Well, action right here, Sundown.
Always on to the next one there. 45 minutes left in the queue. And remember, last time we checked out on the leaderboard, 38th was 2nd place. Clicks was in 1st, but had already previously qualified. 10th was 33rd. Donnie JJ was up on that list. He's currently sitting there in 37th. Has the rare heavy AR as well as the rare tac, single shadow bomb, and 3 minis with 199 effective HP. So not in a bad spot, particularly as he picks up Z-Laner there, going to try and push in and get whatever loot from that he can.
Yeah, it was a nice little pick right there, but little hiccup right there as we kind of catch up here. He is going for the loot. It's going to be risky. He steps right next to Parallel Tree's box. Cannot step into those walls. That was clearly a mistake there.
And he got him with the flint. And one thing you notice there, as Trey poked out, it kind of messed him up because the flint pushed him into the corner of the box. He missed his first shot because of that. Might have been able to win the trade, but wasn't enough. Get kind of caught playing Loot Goblin there, but now Clicks pushing into the box. There's so many edits going on there, making sure he owned the ramp, flipped it back, pushed himself forward, and picks up the Elim. Brilliantly done there from the Misfits player. There's a reason he's double qualified, the first player out of NA to do so, and he's going to continue his run here as he kind of takes a second, boxes up, and tops off on shields.
Yeah, Clicks has definitely made a name for himself here in the competitive Fortnite scene. Just interesting to see what he'll be able to do now in New York City. He is kind of shown up, really taking the scene by storm, honestly.
I'm so excited for LAN. Like, I'm so absurdly excited. Not just because we get to see all of these players all in the same custom lobby for the entirety of the game, see what the contestants go out, but just, does somebody play different? Is somebody a little more hesitant? Is somebody more aggressive?
I think they do. I think some players are going to stick to their roots and push through, but that might be the downfall, man. These guys are just going to be waiting for something to pop off to, you know, server collapse, if you want to call it that. This server collapsing is going to be disgusting at Fortnite World Cup.
I got faith, man. Because don't forget, those elims still worth the point, man.
Yeah,
Still got to go out there. They'll be able to get it. Clicks, pick it up. Trey there, who we saw earlier with a nice flintlock play, but not going to save you from Clicks as he pushes in with that epic combat shotgun. Pops his last shadow bomb and is going to get moving over onto the far side of the zone.
Love what he's doing too. He's got so much material. He's playing for higher elevation right here. But with this many players alive, no layer is safe, especially not the lowest. In comes the drum gun pressure right there. Does see a player on the campfire, decides, hey, he's still got shield. Focuses on the next person. This is the problem with having a drum gun. Notice that was a little sloppy.
I was about
players
to say,
are so exposed.
And also that first bloom shot, man, that was rough. He literally had the guy painted, and it was just like one of the scenes out of the cartoons. We hit everything but him, and right there, Shababan Clicks hits everything, including you. Trap shotgun right there. You have Exulting just below Clicks. The controller player duo of Excel's trying to put some pressure on him, but just going to disengage. Grandma just below him. We've seen him on the leaderboards time and time again. Symphony also in his own box, but Bizzle is going to smell him out there and send him back to the lobby. Well done from the week 1 qualifier. And the Ghost General, the highest earning Fortnite player in competitive history right now, is trying to make his mark on this lobby, sitting at 30 points, already qualified, 2 boogies, heavy sniper, and the legendary combat.
Yep, and this is exactly where he likes to be, that end game. A little more placement threshold being broken into right there. Nice little edit, catches a clean elim on Nicole, who had the storm pressure. You notice that did crumble just a bit there.
And he's into the top 15 as well. Right, the player right on the side is looking for it. Slem was actually the one to pick that up. So Bizzle going to continue going forward. And this is where he loves to fight. I know Bala has been a big talk about it, but how good the Ghost guys are at tunneling and fighting from their tunnel, whether it's Sean or Bizzle or Demo or Snood, every single one of them can fight from these angles, and Bizzle trying to do it. No. But the ramp in his face, Boogie Bobs, Disco out in the open. Leo being the benefactor of that one. Kydra, honestly, just, I don't know if it was luck, benefactor, right time, right place, but Bizzle gets set back. Grandma, however, picks up Leo right after, so we're on board with Shaded Talent on the ultimate low ground as Grandma picks up another one.
Yep, Grandma is in this game. You see him popping off in the feed. Shaded trying to get up higher. The higher he goes, the closer he gets to Grandma. Will he be able to connect right here? Does land a shot. It's Clicks who goes down. Beautiful trap, too. You put it on the ceiling. It's undodgeable, essentially. And that was how he caught Clicks off guard right there. Shaded Talent, now one step closer to the high ground. He's going to step out into the storm and sacrifice just a bit more to get nice and secure set up in the top here.
And then he has the stinks to be able to rain him down. I don't know if he realized he's completely uncontested, but now AJ is forced right out in the storm, and with the tick over from the storm change, he's gonna get it. He'd get it either way, but Shaded smelt it, he dealt it, and everyone else in the lobby had to deal with it. 4 elims and the victory royale, bumping him up to 33 points.
You would think we'd see more end games like that, where the stinks just flush out everyone in the low ground, but to hold on to something so valuable to the end, that's a tough play.
How rarely are you like getting into a top 3 situation where you have uncontested high ground and you have 2 stinks? Like, the reason that doesn't typically end up happening, you don't see that more often, you think like, oh, that's the best use case for a stink. Yes, if you get into that situation.
You got to make it there, and then like you got to hold on to him. So.
Right. But whereas if you, and we've talked about this, I know Courage is a big advocate, if you have 3 stinks in a solo and somebody's boxed up, you can effectively eliminate them, right? You can chase them around or at least force them to burn a ton of materials. So that's why you tend to see players opt to use them, because you can get kind of tags on players. Oh, Yak trying to go for the immediate wall replace, but you can see how there's a little bit of an issue when you get exposed. If the other player goes to shoot first, you know, they get that first shot on you. As that happens right there, and Yak trades it back out with Bizbo. You can take the wall and own it all you want, but if you don't hit the shots, it doesn't matter.
That was 2 125s. Precision aim right there. Yak finds himself a ton of loot, materials, zone. He's got so much going for him now.
It was actually kind of a misplay by the other player. I think it was Bisbo. When you're kind of poking there, you need to shoot, and right as you shoot, move your character model over to the left. He just sat his character model in the window, basically framed his face to catch those pellets. Make sure you're abusing that right-hand advantage. If you have it, you can't give it up, or you can't have it and then not use it. Otherwise, you don't have an advantage. But now, the other half of the Dubs Mega pairing trying to push in here, has full qualified already for the solos and duos, and is now trying to put a little pressure on this player on the outside.
One step closer, he did take the wall. He doesn't even know it was his cone too. Did try to combat it, Flint follow up Frosted. It was just too fast. Mega was just too fast for him to react. He was one step ahead of him every single moment, in every single moment of that battle right there.
Man, it must feel awful to just get victimized by Mega and Dubs.
I would be so upset to go against one of these guys. They're too quick. Literally
They're just very, and we talk about like what makes some of these players good. In some circumstances, they do everything right. Sometimes they're just very good and they're fast. Like that would be what I say kind of Mega, Dubs, Benji Fishy, Mr. Savage. Well, they all have like certain types of traits about them, certain things they do well. Yes, they're all incredibly fast-paced players with everything they do. And in and of themselves, that's almost their defining trait. The quickness at which they do everything. Beating somebody in Fortnite to the punch by a quarter of a second is enough for a shot. If you're doing that every single time, you're getting their wall every single time because you're that much faster, then you're going to be able to snowball those advantages, compound them into something better. That's why the best of the best are so consistent.
As we focus in on Mega here, let's see what he's going to do. We have praised him enough on how quick he is. He's at 14 eliminations. If you don't believe us by now, you're crazy. You don't get that high, that aggressive in finals. Guys, mind you, this is everything on the line for New York City, right? Potentially. And he just pushes through. Just goes all the way through, no hesitation. That's one. Someone else does join the battle here. Finds him as well. Quick little flick right there.
That was just gross.
16 elims.
He hit the flint knock headshot. I was honestly like, I half thought he was going to push in for the pickaxe. The flint knock will do the 180 if you get that full headshot there, but instead sticks with the combat and then picks up the nice little double. But now it needs to be careful of the 6. Good job getting up 2 blocks, and then luckily, as he pops the shadow, the shots miss towards the door. So, you know, sometimes you got to make your own luck. Mega catching it right there is going to put down the campfire as well as the 2 minis. If you blink, you might have missed it, but he's now in the center of his zone, boxed up, campfire one side, launch pad in the zone next to him, and now reloading all of his weapons, ready for the next rush.
Yeah, he did manage to drop the flint and pick up a grenade launcher. Interesting to see how that's going to play out here in this end game, because it's not typical you see someone have a grenade launcher towards these congested zones. But this is the perfect time to use all these shadow bombs, guys. Just keep him in the game and rotating. He is on someone's heels right here. He was really trying to get that elim right there, chasing him all the way up.
And one thing that's super important to note there, notice how he didn't jump or double jump or wasn't sprinting. He was literally walking directly behind the player. Any of those other movement options would have given away, and the player would have known, would have had an opportunity to box him in, potentially trap him out. That's what we talk about when we say do all of the little things right. You might not think about it. You might think, oh, I get the double jump, I better use it. No, players adapt. They've gotten used to it. They know to look for the smoke trails, to just throw bullets towards it and to hope to get it. But Mega going one step farther, and he still has 2 more, enabling him so much. And here go the grenades. Will we see Mr. Savage 2.0, who is the best billiard player in NA? He fires all of them down low, and no ticks coming through yet.
But the pressure of the explodes, the sounds, it's as much of a mind game as it is the whole site just to kind of connect here. So let's see what Mega's gonna do. He's looking for the elims down low. He doesn't care about who's up above. He's trying to inch his way down here. Just taking a little bit more control of this layer. He doesn't have any movement, any freedom space here. He's gonna find Dream TV.
Wait. That was a grenade tag. It had to have been. He hasn't shot anybody else in the last minute. So he had to have hit somebody with a grenade, gets flint knocked out into the zone there, but can he cover himself? 7 HP. Oh! Mega drops down. Winteroo, you can go back. It's the time of summer, and it's the time of FaZe Mega. What a sick edit and sick play. Now up to 107 effective HP. Papa Eggy on the high ground. Hoffner gets personally victimized by Mega, like basically the rest of the entire lobby, up to 19 elims, but now on the low ground. Shadow Bomb comes out from Eggy. Hot feet for Mega, hot feet for Eggy, but he's in the shadow, and Mega finds him. He finds him because he jumped, Monster.
I don't know how he just did that, but he managed to really pull through and clutch up at the end. That was as close as we've ever seen it, and that was a 20 elimination game there.
30 points. 30 points for Mega. We saw him at 7 HP. Again, I cannot stress it enough. If you're watching and you want to get better at Fortnite,
imagine dropping a 20 bomb.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine dropping a 20 bomb in any game. Like, I think I've had a 20 bomb once, maybe, in a pub, I think, and I felt really, really, really happy. He's doing it in the finals against the best of the world. If you want to go watch these games, watch their perspectives, you can load it up in the client yourself. You can go to the leaderboard, set the region. Right now, we're on NA East. Then you can click the Compete tab at the top, load up Week 9, and check out all of the individual greatness, whether you want to be watching Tfue or Dubs or Mega or any of the other solo players who have already qualified. I promise you, they will all put on a show as we get into the final half hour of the queues, and already Chap, Tilpill, Snood, all up over on this side. Clicks in the match as well. Right as I said that, Tilpill gets taken out by, honestly, the Demon Hunter right now. That's what Clicks feels like. He's just running around cleaning up everyone.
Dude, Clicks is fearless right now. He's he has nothing to lose at this point. This is all good practice for the Fortnite World Cup. This Chap is now putting pressure on players that are gliding across, and what a death valley here. You do not want to have to cross this. You think, oh, I have a launch pad, I'm okay. No way, not when players have this much elevation kind of set up. This poor guy's probably going to use redeploy. He uses the flint knock, actually trying to save himself there. He's still in the game.
Was able to catch himself right there at the bottom. You see Kearney also here. Chap trying to get an angle on the rest of the lobby. Again, the Liquid Old Guard desperately trying to qualify and join Vivid on that stage in New York City. We have EG's J-Truth also in the lobby. Nobu Beef, it does get picked up. Bears also going down. 33 players remaining. Circle 6, and also a ton of verticality changes going on the circle. Look at the bottom right, Monster.
Yeah, it's going straight across another valley towards the tilted, or neo-tilted mountain. You guys are very familiar with this mountain. It's been in the game for a while here. So to have to cross back, another steep elevation coming from the shifty side.
Yeah, the old that old clock tower mountain gives a really, really good kind of vantage point over the rest of Tilted, but it's really awkward to kind of end up fighting around and rotating over because it's such a steep valley into then this kind of like gradual hill that drops off right after. So we'll see some interesting rotations coming out, but now on board here with Joy with that tactical assault rifle, trying to throw some shots over. You do see Storm Surge over on your right-hand side. Only one more player has to fall before that turns off, and the rotation is coming through. So Joy is going to be looking for those gatekeeping opportunities. You see him checking the angles as Shiga picks up Sensible. Temp gets picked up by Joy. He's going to be like, all right, got my elim, I'm out. Waiting for the opportunity to then rotate over and away. The question is, how long can he extend out the Shadow Bomb? Not long enough, gonna opt to use the second one. Does get the tick over in the storm as well onto Shiga, so good job from him.
Look at this.
And now all the way far side of the zone.
Manages to really just hop his way up and over all the builds. Perfect usage of the Shadow Bombs here. He hasn't even reloaded the tactical. He's already on the offensive push here. Another player did rotate by. He's kind of getting his eyes set on who's gonna be his next victim. Went from 1 eliminations to 3. Will this be the 4th? And it is going to be the 4th. Let's have fun, okay? We saw him a bunch yesterday, ending in the top 10. I think he finished about 6.
But doesn't look like he's having as much fun, okay, today, as J-Truth picks up another elim. Grandma goes down outside of the top 15. Lucky also down, another player who qualified for duos, looking for a solo qualification. You have Snood, the second best average Sunday finisher in the entire world, but hasn't managed to get a qualification spot. 2 9th place finishes for him. Will this week be his week? You see Joy shots up towards the top ground, and he gets Prestovant with the drop down in the alley-oop afterward.
Yep, and here it is. Joy has now found himself 2 layers up and over these opponents here. He has to be very careful. He's looking to see if he can just disconnect this entire build, maybe get some fall damage.
He needs to look up, though. There was a rift that went off. This is not completely uncontested, and boom, there it is. He realizes there's the 3 players in the sky, wants to hold this high ground, so he's going to push over towards this other player, and he gets it away from him, except gets the high ground ripped away from him, and Joy immediately looks up and places the trap down.
Yeah, he did manage to pull that off. What is going on here? Click's still in the game. Baldy's still in the game as well. Click's pops the big old rift. He's getting this nice rotation. He sees the mountain up ahead. This is going to work out perfect for him as Joy is probably running low on mats. A lot of builds coming out of him, except going up. And Click just lands on the ramp, doesn't even care. No respect for Joy at all. Puts the double ramp off right there.
Just absolutely took it away from him. Clicks in the top right, Joy in the bottom right. That's the fight that's happening on the high ground. You have 2 separate 1v1s. Clicks versus Joy, except versus phase attacks. It attacks, runs him over. Absolutely brilliantly done from him there. After taking out J-Truth, gets that there. So he has uncontested low, but with no mats to his name. So Clicks is just going to rain down on the lobby. Only 2 mats left on Joy and a singular shadow bomb that is there as well. Everything is pointing to Clicks if he can get his way down. Attacks, goes forward onto Joy, and Joy finds it. He gets the siphon, but he's down on the HP lead as Clicks has the high ground, but is starting to run low on mats. Only has 12 left, but that's all it takes. The combat shotgun from nearly 6 tiles up. The hard aim down sights for Clicks. 3 elims, victory royale, locks it up with the 13 points. There's a reason he's qualified in duos, solos, and he's in first place. Well, right now, well done, Clicks. But the action doesn't stop. Again, 49 players left, nearly half of the lobby in this match, and we're on board here with Raised by King Steens. 25 minutes left.
Yeah, definitely was a crazy game right there for Clicks, but jumping into the next game, 25 minutes left on the queue. This is going to be a close one here for Steens, as he is running out of time on the clock for the final opportunity for anyone, guys, to make it through the Fortnite World Cup final stage. This is it. It's the last moment. So if another 50-man, highly congested lobby, Storm 6 is approaching.
And we're going through Tilted. We talk about all of the natural structures and stuff that is already there. It's so incredibly difficult to move back through them. You can see Steens right now trying to pre-break a bunch of those, but there's a player right next to it. Gets the shot first for the 73, and then forces the player to disengage. Dynamite coming over towards this whole structure. Will Steens push forward for it? First edit, second edit. Players right there, phasing through the floor, and opts to disengage. No shot coming out yet. Oh, he found him. He owns that ramp.
Oh, that's
that should be
his.
free. Yeah.
Oh my, another 124. Guys, the combat has such a tight crosshair. These shots are just barely connecting at full range right there. That's insane. Such a tough shot to make in a close quarter like that. Beautiful flicks right here. Steens is in it to win it right now, and he is now replenished to max materials. Taking a look around the map now. You see you have class in this game. Nuke's boss. Again, we see more boombo action here. Will we see some elims being picked up? Not as much as we saw before. That little change to the boombos made a big difference.
Yeah, I know a lot of people kind of scoffed at it at first, like, oh, like 0.25 seconds. That's not a big difference. When you look at small numbers like that in particular, I advise people to think in terms of percentages, right? So yeah, you think, oh, a quarter of a second, that's not that long of a time. But one, a quarter of a second is about the natural reaction speed for a human, and 2, that's a 25% increase. So all those like sick full draw flicks you saw before, you don't have the time to do that anymore. Because yes, the extra half second, you're like, oh, what is that? But if it's the reaction time for your average human being, I promise you, the competitive Fortnite player has a much faster reaction time than that. So all of a sudden, they hear any amount of that draw, or you don't get as quick of a release, it's not going to be as effective. Not to say it's not strong, but it's definitely slightly more significant than people thought at first.
Yeah, definitely. Percentages are huge, and we talked about reaction speeds. Nuke's boss has picked up a three-piece on his rotation and has managed to find the tree. So close, hits the tree as Nut walks right past him. He did do the last bit of damage, so rewarded.
Any cheat, we're going to have to look at that maybe for teaming, because Nut in the tree, I mean, similar names going through the tree, holding up there, just make sure. But no, brilliantly done from Nut. Super unfortunate there that the tree happened to be there, but, you know, sometimes luck's on your side and sometimes it's not, as we're on board here with Clarity G. Trying to find an angle, still has his baller as well as 2 shadow bombs, so a lot of utility coming out, has the heavy sniper as well, and you can see him just trying to find a spot to hang out with the baller so he won't get shot down. This is one thing about these baller rotations. The players try and hang out off the underside of builds so you won't take additional ammo. You still see about 5 of them trying to make their way up the side. Kazooie gets Boogie Bomb, but is going to be okay. And this rotation is nuts and stacked. Everyone trying to go up and over this hill. As you can see, Nistic, Tech, Twizbot, CWV, Nobu BFO, Prodigy Aces, Tendi, 2Chens, all going down to the storm. And Old Man Mountain, he is patient. He is calm, and he will claim his toll. The lobby goes from 30 to 18 in the blink of an eye.
Just over the mountain, a nightmare situation for these players that do not have mobility. And it's crazy because not one friendly launch pad came down, so they all went down. Everyone paid the price there.
It's like you're looking for recycled utility. It's like, who's going to be the one to do it? Hey, but if nobody is recycling, nobody gets to go. And that was what we had talked about. We talked about how this hill can end up for an awkward rotation. And look at what it spawned as the players now have to rotate back through it. TJ on the high ground, 2 players ripped up into the rift. Casker and Vayne on the low ground. Top 15 remaining right now.
And somehow Clarity still managed to keep the ball with no help. Literally all it needs is one shot here and it can be taken out. But with all the chaos, all the players, he's managing to just stay in it, just avoid all of these guys, avoid all this problematic.
Largely by doing this, you can see hanging out on the underside of the high grounds builds. He's not going to edit himself and look back down, but right as he does it, gets the build broken. That player isn't going to be looking to knock that ball away. He wants to find Elam's Clarity, looks skyward, hits the heavy snipe, but no knocking down there. Kazooie is still in this match. Did just pick up Chief. Vayne also still in the match on the low ground. Kazooie going to drop ops to catch himself and then swap right to the combat shotgun. Clarity picking up Kazooie there as he continues to work downward. We're into the top 10 now.
Love it. He is looking to now take down this build here. It's not held up on much. And interesting, he had shadow bombs, but he waterfalled all the way down.
It's coming down now.
Someone is coming down. It's his high ground to keep if he can just hold it here.
There's no one there, though. It's fine. Top 5 and high ground now for Clarity all of a sudden. Still has 20 builds and the 2 shadow bombs.
Oh, man. It's going back up and over. Futat tries to land on him. Clarity gets shot. Is he going to be able to continue to keep it? Yes, he does. He keeps his high ground and trades a monstrous shot in return. Wraps him right up. Now it's all his once again, and he's replenished on health.
Great double trap there from Clarity onto Futatu right as he pushed in the box. Casker and TJ going at it in the bottom right-hand corner. Casker going to be the beneficiary of that one. And now he's looking. He's not staying with the zone. Using the RPG to drop down Clarity. Clarity has zone position, gets the first shot, and Casker finds it! He got the one shot. Casker, you lord! 5 elims, victory royale. 15 points there, pushing him up to 46. What a finish, my Lord Casker. Courage, that was pretty sick.
It does not get much closer than that. Right down to the final moment. Hits the shot he needs to and wins the game. Folks, I'm back here on the stage with my good friend Dr. Lupo as we've been watching the NA action unfold. Now, Ben, we've also got a ticket to punch, but we'll get to that in a second. First, catch her to speed of what you've been looking out for.
NAE so far putting on an excellent show, and actually
coming up there.
One of the craziest things we've seen thus far up until right now is the standings have been kind of it's a new set of faces.
Yeah, this last week, everyone that's been fighting for those spots has risen through the ranks and is now in that top 10. The question is, who winds up holding on to those spots, as we are still waiting to see that all unfold. Either way, though, those coveted positions, 6 more left. It's coming down to the wire. This is the last opportunity they have to make it into the Fortnite World Cup.
3,000 players from every region played through on Saturday to make it here, but right now, the top of the top of the top for NA East. Here's your standings. A quick refresh of everything we've seen. Like we just saw, Clicks Multiple games so far today. 3 victory royales. Only 7. He still has 3 left. 66 points, and he's already qualified.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in mind too, players like Clarity, Mega, even though you all the way down to the bottom, Colorful, those players, if they end up in the top 6 for NA East, all you have to do is just adjust the list of who's going to qualify. So if you freeze it right here, this is one of the craziest things as we head into the final week of solos. Freeze it right here. Every single player on this board would end up qualifying because you have 1st, 4th, and 5th pushes multiple positions down. It's insane. And that's consistency because then you have Clicks, Clarity, Mega, Colorful, all already in the top 10 right now as it stands right now. But like I said, still have games left to play.
Tough thing is Aspect already at 10 games played, won't be able to up that score anymore. We'll see if they can potentially hold on to their position. We know that that's a look at NA East. I believe we also have an update for Brazil.
The final standings for
final
Brazil.
standings for Brazil.
There it is.
Node qualifies. Techno Viking in that 2nd spot. So close, but not enough in the end. You see the 9Z boys on there as well. Either way, Clipnode, the one qualifier from Brazil, which means we've got a ticket to punch. We've got a ticket to punch.
Jack,
the World Cup Finals. Ben, I know this is something that you've struggled with.
It's going to work. It has to work. At some point, it's going to work. All right.
Do it.
So, I've seen everybody else do it. It's just a little corner tap. I think that I've been hitting in the middle. I'm going to try the corner, okay? Ready?
All right, go ahead.
Man.
Ben. Let's throw it back to our casters. To the break.
Hey Fortnite fam, BallTW here to get in the nitty-gritty of competitive Fortnite. The final circles in competitive Fortnite are packed tightly with both action and players, all fighting to get the victory royale. Let's introduce one of the most common techniques used to outlast your opponents in those congested final zones. What is tunneling? Also known as snaking or pathing, this is when you build a protected tunnel while running away from the storm and into the next safe zone. When these safe zones get so small, this becomes very, very important as there can be opposing players on all sides of you. Here's an example of the most basic tunnel, the straight tunnel. From your base, you simply build straight towards your destination straight ahead of you with the floor piece below your feet and above your head. This is the most basic and also dangerous version of the tunnel since you're not covering horizontally. You're exposed from your sides. However, you save materials by doing this. The materials you spend covering your sides quickly add up. Then, if you need to go diagonally to get where you need to go, you'll often see players do the diagonal tunnel. At its most basic, it's very similar. You're just changing directions as you go, once left, once right. This is very useful since sometimes you'll encounter enemies that you want to get away from on the road to the victory royale, or the next safe zone is in a diagonal direction. So just change directions and move, but make sure to stay safe from the storm. Now we talked about how you're exposed from your sides. In both versions, you can add walls to either side, or both left and right, or even in front as well. This gets really hard really fast, and this is why it's so impressive that not only are these high-level players tunneling so fast and without error, but at the same time going for crazy plays on unsuspecting opponents to rack up elimination points as well as placement points. It's a lot to take in, and oftentimes they do things so fast that you can't even keep up. Watching players like Cease, Bizzle, Mongrel, Benji Fishy, and all the players playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open play from their tunnels can be jaw-dropping. So there you have it. Tunneling, one of the most important skills in competitive Fortnite. It's pretty simple at its core, but at the high pace of these congested endgames, it gets complicated. That means you need to practice, and make sure to hop in creative mode and do just that. You can practice it in the open on your own island, or use one of the many amazing pre-built training courses that creators have made. This was BallTW, and we'll see you in game.
Actually qualified. It's actually such a relief, such a big achievement, and something I've been working for almost a year now. It feels really good.
I think it's one of my biggest accomplishments. It's just a massive, massive pool of people.
You need to be so incredibly proud of your son being one of the best, one of the best solo Fortnite players in the world.
It's still hitting me like slowly. I was literally just laughing. Like I was laughing so much.
Wow, I won $50,000 guaranteed, and I'm going to New York.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep 50,000.
Oh, there you go.
a kid, this is basically all you dream of.
The hype's really real.
It's a game I can compete in, and I think that's why I have so much fun in it.
I'm incredibly grateful for Fortnite for giving me the opportunity to just pursue gaming and how many friends I've made through this game.
Thank you for everyone who believed in me, because I honestly didn't really believe in myself.
It's gonna be so fun. I love it.
It's awesome. Thanks, Fortnite.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jonesies, Bonesies, and everyone in between. My name is Sundown, and you're watching the Fortnite World Cup Online Open week number 9. Yes, week 9 already, which means it is the final week of the solos competition. We have already seen Europe, Oceania, Asia, and now Brazil wrap up. We're going to get into the final moments of NA East, and I'm going to need some amazing casters to bring us to the conclusion. It's going to be Dr. Lupo and Zikamus Prime. Gentlemen, take us away.
You'd think after long enough, walking out from the same section would lose its pizzazz, but it's true, it's not the case. Still feels good every time. Zeke, welcome. We get to finish NA East, dude. It's the craziest region in terms of big names.
Sure. I'm still just baffled that Sundown called me an amazing caster. I mean, with an accolade like that, what else do I need? Let's hop into these games as amazing casters would. Here we go, though. Like you said, man, this is the tail end of NA East. And again, Fortnite fam, if this is your first time tuning in, maybe, you've been with us in and out. Guys, this is it. The final week of solo competition. 9 minutes, almost 10 here left on the clock for these players to queue up. This is it, Lupo. This is literally these players' last opportunity to qualify and punch their ticket to the finals. Now, don't forget, we have 1 week left that has been moved, all right? And that will be the final duo week. But right now, it's all about solos.
Remember, too, with that adjustment in scheduling comes a doubling of prize. $2 million on the line this week and the following week, that final week, the 20th and the 21st, in case you're checking your calendars. Appreciate Epic making a solid call there. You don't want to schedule multiple cool events simultaneously. Make sure everybody can watch and play, etc. Top of your screen there, and then we've seen multiple times climbing the leaderboard. Hogman squeaking outside that box on the left side. Meanwhile, Phenom here in front of you, pushing forward. On up 28 points right now. 2 eliminations, halfway full on materials, and the all-powerful tactical shotgun in the inventory. At this point, that's a joke in comparison. Honestly, so many people, especially in competitive, favor the combat shotgun because its ability to hit at range favors accuracy, and the ability to ADS, aim down sights, for those that are not aware of what the acronym stands for, do just a little bit extra damage as everything the accuracy is increased, everything's pushed together, the spread is not as severe. Shots from the outside here, a quick little tap. Lauden goes down. Phenom picking up the 3rd elimination.
That was a great ramp, there to mount a little bit of a defense. He saw the player, he eliminated the player, someone else saw him eliminate the player. I was trying to find a better way of saying that, but I was like, let's just go for it. And then,
I respect the attempt.
I appreciate it. Got to try sometime. You know what's crazy? I think this is the first time we're seeing Sunny Steps today as one of these final ending zones. Now, don't forget, guys, top 25 is that placement threshold. 15, 5 is the victory out, or all the additional ones as well. And every elimination is a point. So, Dr. Lupo, these guys, we can't stress this enough. Like I said earlier, this is the final few moments. Everything they do is going to affect the standings, right? If they eliminate a player, if they get eliminated, maybe they make a bad call or a bad trade, it's going to directly impact the standings.
On top of that, you can see big shifts in placement. Might come down to the point where some player may or may not qualify because of a single mistake. 1v1 that's lost, that kind of situation. Red Sprite on the outside. Graska finding 2 eliminations. The second to follow through is on Tilt. Pushing up the ramp here. We're in the top 25 now. Placement points going out for everybody. 41 points. Enough to put Graska closer to the top 10. Love to see that. Campfire down to probably the only time that might be this safe. Even then, not very safe. It's multiple players. Blind pressure shots squeaking through the walls. Graska's forced to turbo build. Try and save himself and a chance to heal up on that. Campfire, you saw High Sky rotating next to Graska. Making it out just barely by a hair. 52 HP is enough for a combat shot out of midair to cause Graska to have to go back to the lobby. 52 builds left and both minis popped. 102 HP, just kidding. 152, maybe 200 in a second here. We'll see. Graska trying to find another Elim. Quick edit back down into his own build, pushing forward in the outside rotation in front of his opponent's box. Owning as many of the surfaces as possible. Really, really solid heads-up play there. Phenom out by the storm because of damage dealt just moments ago. Top 15, top 13 now as Graska picks up more placement points and the eliminations from the previous opponents.
Now, don't forget, Dopeye is up above him. Down below is Shaz. And look here on the lowest ground, players being eliminated. High Sky there as well. And look at the rift, just sending players into the sky. So now Graska's not on the highest ground tarp, so he's got to make a decision. Do I... the guy on the top, Dopeye, is going to be looking up because anyone could try and potentially contest high ground. So now he's probably going to turn his attention down below. He could go for the contest and try to overtake high ground. But right now, man, again, when every single interaction matters, it's better to just wait it out. Try and get those placement points 100%. First and then go for elims, right?
Seeing a slightly lower average score right now. Everybody in here, Statsy goes down.
All right.
Logri on the outside. Good push there from Graska. E11 feeling real good about their recruitment right now. We've said that about Ghost, FaZe, and a number of other teams in the past, but right now, Graska definitely putting on a good show. E11 doing an excellent job, feeling good about all their players.
Oh, look at that. Up on the high ground, Graska goes for the contest, and he overtakes, man, words for what's going on with me today. Overtakes Dopeye up on the high ground, and look at this dude. He's dropped into critical HP. He's just got to bail on the entire situation. It's like, Graska, my bad, man. I didn't know it was your high ground.
Sorry about that. Good to go now.
Almost here. Top 5, Lupo getting close.
80 damage there. Graska looking to follow through. See if he can pick up an elimination. Going to double layer above. You want to keep ownership of as many surfaces above as players are rotating. Look at that shot. That's exactly why. Takes ownership of the ceiling. Quick edit. Shaz goes down. 4 players remaining. 8 elims right now for Graska. Big game. Victory Royale or not. We'll see here in a second. Dopey on the ultimate low ground. 30 HP, it looks like. Trick and Nyko King fighting it out. The same tarp, the same box. Nyko King drops out just before getting the elim and actually goes down himself. Trick going down to Graska. It's a 1v1 with Dopey with no builds, 29 HP. Here we go. The shots from above. Constant pressure is all it's going to take as this is Graska's game to win. Imagine a loss right now. Yeah, right. It couldn't be me. And Graska takes it home.
Very well executed from him. Just identifying, when to go for the high ground retake. Obviously, you want high ground heading into these later circles, but you got to know when to do it. Because if you just go aggressive and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to challenge this guy. Often at times it's met with a combat shotgun to the face.
Timing is everything. Timing is absolutely everything. If you like you said, if you have a player that pushes up at the wrong time, maybe that player that has the ultimate high ground is already aware of everything that's going on. Could literally have a bead on you from above. Maybe you flint knock up, maybe you redeploy, anything. You're putting yourself in a shot in a position that basically says, please shoot me out of the air. Have this elimination. Excellent gameplay there. By the way, if you are on NA East, we are in the last 3.5 minutes of queue time. Get the games in or that's a big misstep. Why would you not? Just do it.
I mean, especially if you have extra games, just hop in and go for those elimination games or throwaway games, as sometimes we refer to.
If it's your last one, though, definitely play it all the way out for placement.
Yeah.
So important.
Absolutely.
To pick up extra points there. See the mark for the circle. I mentioned that earlier. Very kind of cool that we can see that from this view. Carew from the Twitter gang, or I'm not sure.
I think that just means he's Carew on Twitter.
I just love all the different prefixes and stuff people put in their names. The smiley faces at the end. Is goated, spams L2.
I will not lose.
Love it. Love
a billion of them. Picks up air cool there in the crossfire. Now he knows someone else is close. Luxier as well going to get picked up, and someone's going to send Stinks RPGs the likes over Carew's way. But look at all this free loot. I believe that is a chug jug as well. I mean, I feel like if you're going to go ahead and dedicate the 10 seconds for the Meg, just take the extra 5.
Chug. Why are you not using the chug?
Listen,
Drew, why are you not using the chug, bro?
It's, you know, maybe he's just feeling a little bit of pressure here from things around him. Remember, we have more, I guess, like insight on this just because we can see more. We have more information than Carew does in this game. So
I feel like he's got to have the audio cues to know that no one is around him, or at least no one's going to pressure. The only thought could be, is there someone maybe 1-2 layers up with a heavy snipe, someone that could drop into this box and apply pressure when I'm not really expecting it. Yeah. But he was already at such high HP and shield. Look, he's even standing still right now. This is just so you know at home. Look at that. That wasn't even a spectate issue. That was literally he sat there and did nothing.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you might as well have just taken the chug and just leave it behind. You know, listen, it's okay.
Leaving it behind now makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a chance to use that, but not using the chug in that moment feels like a misplay. It's all right, though. Hopefully,
very well
figure this out.
Could come back to bite him, but look, if he gets a siphon, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know? That might be what he's banking on. It's like, look, let's just go for the
He
siphon.
knows. He read the script, right? He knows that this is about to be an Elam for him. Joke, by the way. Internet, Reddit, please. There's no actual script. Kidding. 30 players left. We'll get a top 25 soon. Carew just rotating around inside this baller. Not putting too much pressure on anybody. You don't want to make yourself a target and make anybody frustrated. You break their builds, that kind of thing. You know they're going to lash back. Calebur in the feed, pick it up. Elam on Tandy. Players in the ultimate high ground stills. Carew's rotating this ball. He's not the only one, though, as you see a swarm of ballers in front.
Right here on the edge of top 25. And this is what we're going to see, right? Everyone's slowing down their game. Justin, unfortunately, going to be edged out right there at the end. And this is probably when you wanted to, this is the least optimal time to be eliminated, right? Right on the edge of top 25.
Because the heartbreaking, because you wasted 20 minutes getting to top 26, and then you get popped. Whoever you see in the feed next, oh, there it is. I believe it was Swifty Slides goes down. Very sad.
Yeah, if you jump into a game and you're eliminated like 86, maybe pick one Elam or two, you're like, you know what? No big deal.
Bad.
I hopped in.
Good use of time.
Yeah, but if you hop in like that and you get eliminated, it's rough.
Right now, not the best. I guess the last game, too, not a huge deal because you know that, oh, God, we're going to get another one in. But this is a lot of players. Styles on Gek all the way to the bottom of your screen, falling outside of the zone, probably going to go down 2 storm damage on your screen. Were the point schemes, how to get points, placement, and eliminations, very important. Percently, 0 elims, 101 builds, 17 left, looking all the way up top, pushing his way back up. Player inside, a lot of baller play in here. You got to remember too, I feel like if you mess with one baller, you're going to get the whole swarm, so you got to be careful because there's going to be a lot of people flying around you. Gal all the way to the top. Zakep, NA East out of time for queuing. Bugabot dropping in as well. Sebi goes down. Animal pick up that elimination.
You know, I feel like at this point, because there's so many ballers rolling around, like you just gotta crack them. Yeah, there goes one.
Speaking of, Animal forced out of the ball, are gonna have to build up and tarp out at the level here, which is kind of tough because there's nothing else connecting what he's built in on, unless somebody connected from above, which they may have. We'll see here. Good chance to farm up a little bit of tree. Some wood there. He's only at 331. Might as well pick up as much as he can. Move forward and build out towards the front of the safe zone, boxing up and looking back inside for an opportunity to take shots. Awareness here, extremely important. As a player in a potential top 10 of the board situation, you want to look for every chance you have to pick up even just one elim. Even a tag on a player that may go down to the storm, because that will count as a point too. You have that 60-second window. Recent patch changes, changing the way that players are playing. Shots through the window, big hit there, finds Briggs, an elimination. 8 remaining. That's the second one for Animal.
He finds himself a combat as well. Now, he did not pick it up. I don't think he realized. Unfortunately, he's going to be caught off guard there a little. Unfortunately, when you happen to, in those situations, when you're trying to rapidly pick up loot, you're just going to drop a few things that you don't mean to, and that's kind of what we saw, unfortunately. But look at all the spread of people here, Lupo. Everyone's, like, Percently's basically in the stratosphere right now. Just now deciding, let me rejoin everyone down below, playing Fortnite. Mooncakes gets picked up in the crossfire. Now it's only top 5.
Let me join everyone playing Fortnite down below. I'm playing a different game up in the sky. Percently and Jen now on the ultimate high. Tendons in the mid, and one player, I believe, floating in right now. It's Crazy Ken dropping in. If Percently doesn't look up very soon, it's going to be scary immediately. Nope, Crazy Ken going to go down to the storm. Tendons in the ultimate low. Percently has the HP advantage, and it does pay off big as the storm takes Tendons out. And that's a victory royale, a 1 elimination victory royale. 11 points is still big.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Because like in games like that where you have the 1 elimination and the 10 points from the victory royale, it's kind of like, you know, you could have gone for more, but it's 11 points.
11. Look at it this way: 1 elimination and 26th. That's 1. 1 elimination and a win. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You still got the victory royale. It all adds up. Meanwhile, Symphony, a name we've seen maybe once or twice. Wink. Very well-known player here. 40 remaining. Good to see everybody making an opportunity to sneak their way out onto the main stage here in NA East. If you're just tuning in, we're coming up towards the end of these NA East games. The last week for solo qualifiers, week 9 here. It's been 5 of them total. So if players do not qualify solo today, they do not qualify solo at all for New York City.
That's right, man. Only 1 week of duo competition as well. It's crazy that
it's the last minute. That's why I think these are the highest tension games, and that's why I think players are putting on an excellent performance. Shots here, the infantry rifle. Oh my gosh! Nylon
is bad aim.
Beamed out of midair. Symphony showing that he does have the good aim, that good that you want.
You know, man, this is such a great point though, in that like, because this is coming down to the final few games, right? This final either 10 games or 3-hour window to play in. You're just going to see people play very different, right? Like maybe someone's more aggressive, but you're trying to say, look, I need to play for placements. I got to at least hit top 25. Then I go for eliminations, right, to maximize my time. Maybe someone plays very, very defensively. So much so that we saw like last game, they only got the 1 elim, but still the 11 points, it's huge.
Yep.
But if you only get 1 elimination, you're eliminated like top 25, it's only 4 points. And that's where, again, we talk a lot about, you know, time management, game management, knowing when to be aggressive, when not. It all comes into play.
You have to realize, too, I've seen a little bit of this on Twitter from a number of different personalities in the Fortnite community. People are talking about how once the 20th and then 21st goes by, once the 10th week of competition is done, we have a month of decompression. If you have to realize that 2.5 months straight of people literally non-stop grinding, non-stop practicing, scrimmage games left and right all day, that's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress on a lot of these players, and so a good decompression period, I honestly look forward to it for a lot of the people that are out here. People that will not qualify can look forward to what's next from Epic. Bomb shot down midair. But there is a lot of stress right now because you're down the last 2 weeks, so people I think are a little more punishing in their own gameplay, a little less forgiving on mistakes they make themselves. So once this is done, you get a good reset period for people that have qualified, a mental break, just for a little bit. But then you gotta stay serious after that, get back into it, because New York City is just around the corner. Coming up in the late July, it's gonna be a big time for everybody.
Yeah, I mean it's very easy, you know, to be eliminated and maybe not qualify or what have you, and get very down on yourself and down on your skills. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, these players are top 3,000 in their region. They are here for a reason. All their hard work, things like that. That Spizzle of all people, right there on the edge of top 25 as well. You hate to see it, but you know, man, at the end of the day, you just got to remember that you're here for a reason. You're an incredible player, and there's always going to be more opportunities in the future.
Thanks, Zeke. I knew I was incredible, but hearing it from you helps quite a bit. Your placement positions right there in the top right of your screen. Oceania, Asia, Brazil, 1 apiece. 8 for Europe, 6 for NA East, 2 for NA West. And if you're a real gamer out there, you're putting something big out, you want to see a cool clip, anything like that, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Tag us on Twitter, Zeke specifically.
Oh man, I love when people post things. I love interacting with the community. It's a lot of fun. What?
There's good people out there.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Just like the Sneaky Bro art, they sent us the artwork as well. I mean,
the Fortnite.
The Fortnite. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, inside this box, doing non-stop work. Guys takes Dr. Football out, pushing up. Horn in the ultimate high ground, looking down from above. Thwifo. No shield and trying to rotate forward. Vivid from Liquid, another player we've kept our eyes on previously. I actually caught a clip of Vivid flying off the map earlier in a quad. You got to be real careful with those, bud. You got to be real careful with those. 15 players left. Placement points out for everybody involved. Kez still inside this box. Down to 28 shield tags from the back. Gonna have to wall off and protect himself. Drop in there. The baller causing a bit of a ruckus. Shot from the side. Symphony catches him inside a box. Campfire goes unused. Symphony 10 bandages for a late game heal off if needed. I guess pick it up. Jason on Tyler's in the feed. 12 players remaining. And if you're at home wondering why we try and commentate a majority of what you see on your screen in relevant times like this, because there are players that spectators that won't be able to watch the stream, people that are potentially blind that enjoy listening to Fortnite. Just keep that in mind when we're talking about everything that happens here. 9 players, 8 players left. This is Lucky from Tempo, already qualified, but does go down to Thwifo. 8 players left now. Symphony building up at a shot from above. Gotta watch out for those layers. A quick double edit, a reset, and a build overtakes ultimate high ground. Quick shot from in the sky, can't do it. Dropping it back on in. The re-challenge for ultimate high ground. Shots in the outside. Symphony down to 19 HP. He's gonna have to branch out, defend up, and watch the storm. 2 ticks of the storm is gonna spell the end for him. Chance from the ultimate high ground. He's got it all by himself now. 4 GG in the mid ground. Hornet, Thwifo goes down. Hornet, Dave on in the ultimate low. 4 players left, and they're all on your screen on the left side. Symphony, no builds remaining. Has the 10 bandages, won't have a chance to tick them. Here we go, 9 HP. He had to take
no
one
build.
Oh! Tried to find it. Hornet, 1v1. Hornet, Dave on the outside. A build off the last second, 52 builds remaining. Can't quite see how much his opponent has. 1 minute, and excellent timing in the pop there, but this wall is gonna peel him off.
You gotta go for the fight. You have to go for the fight. It's gonna be over.
Push forward. Oh. He made it back in. He actually didn't even make it back in. Hornet ticked out before it even became relevant. Solid victory royale. The last second there. What a tough spot, that plateau.
Yeah.
A flat-facing wall on the plateau. Basically said, you guys got to fight it out, or you got to build real quick. Crank those 90s. Get back in the safe zone. But it didn't matter in the end. HP ended up being the deciding factor.
That's right. A great game over there on NA East. And Symphony, you know, he did place third in that game. It came down to having no materials, but he was playing out of his mind there, going on that spree. Just the way he was navigating the builds there was just incredible. Mad props to him. But like you said, man, next game, more Fortnite action on deck.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Brooks got his back.
There you go.
Cosmic here. Shots through. Finds Mojo inside the box.
Completely, okay. Remember this in your head. Have you ever seen people, they instead of Mojo, they do O-J-O-M, and it's an elephant? Did you ever?
No, that sounds adorable, though.
Right? Every time I see Mojo, I think of that elephant.
Elephant?
Yeah.
Why is that so? Please pull that up on your phone. That sounds adorable.
I'm going to just type it out.
Elephant for my name.
Hashtag Fortnite World Cup, all right?
Figure out how to make a kitty cat.
O-J-O-M. Just send that to us. See, it's like a little elephant. You got the 2 eyes, the little trunk, and the little body.
I love the internet.
There you go. The more you know.
21 players left. Cosmic building up, trying to take that open high ground. Not inside the safe zone yet. See in the minimap, that little white arrow spinning around. That is Cosmic right now. Accidentally shoots his own ramp. A little bit of a misclick. No big deal.
No big deal.
As the launch pad has 2 shadow bombs, so rotation is possible. On top of that, in case something does drop out from underneath, has the redeploy as well. Let's see here if that's something that comes into play. Shots on players rotating. This is exactly what he was waiting for. A lot of whiffs, but no big deal. Again, look at the amount of ammo too. 988 small rounds. Put a minigun in Cosmic's hands, he's still going to be able to hold the trigger down the entire game, assuming that it didn't overheat.
Right.
That's right there. You saw a window edit in the center of your screen for just a second. You got to be careful with those.
Ooh, someone popped the supply drop. It's going to drop down.
Put a rocket in the supply drop. Oh, by the way, Caden in the feed taking Dubs out. Big elimination there.
That's got to do wonders for your confidence. To be able to shut down someone like Dubs, you're like, oh man, I feel like I can make more happen in this game. Man, Cosmic's way up here though. He is way up here. He's got the glider deploy, so he's completely fine, but yeah, he's up there for sure. Top 15 is the next threshold.
It's surprising me. No one's
even contesting it. No one.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Right there. A couple shots back out in the storm wasn't enough to break it down just yet. He's seeing that. Cosmic deciding to continue to apply pressure. Can't quite pull it off. Again, no big deal. Has the redeploying. Going to fly on past. Some shots come out from players on the move. Oh my gosh.
Truly
I thought
punishing.
he was fine. Just kidding. Cosmic beamed out of midair.
That is so rough. Don't forget the glider redeploy has a slower glide time.
It does.
So it makes you way more vulnerable in the sky. You want to wait until right before you hit down on the ground and then deploy it.
Honestly, not even that. I think the play there was shadow bomb the way down, prevent fall damage, and just rotate through. Instead, he went for the redeploy. Obviously, hindsight's always 20/20.
I was literally going to say that.
In the moment, that was the choice that he made. It ended up being not the right one, which is too bad. Back to the lobby. And actually no more Q there, because Q times are done. Don't forget that.
Right.
Shots. Sizzle goes down.
Yeah,
it finds one.
It's always easier for us to be like a little more critical because again, like we just have all of the information here in front of us.
Plus, we're the ultimate gamers, so
I mean, I am not. You are for sure.
Everyone
not me.
knows that.
Everyone does know that. But yeah, sometimes we tend to be a little bit more critical, but you know, we mean it with, of course, the most love because we love Fortnite as much as the player.
Let me say this too. Anybody that listens in on commentary, if you hear us talk about your gameplay and we say something that may be perceived as negative, let me tell you with 100% without a doubt, you are better than me. Don't worry. That being said, I can see things that you can't right now, and because of that and my ability to commentate the game, I have the opportunity to say things about your mistakes. Sorry. Don't worry. I hear it from a lot of people every time I mess up in stream. It's all good. 14 players left. Trick FN pushing forward. I did see the man, the myth, the legend, Yogurt Fart in this game as well, so you got to keep your eyes out for that. Big set of plays potential.
The names. Here we go.
Yep, Yogurt Fart actually.
There he goes. Finds an elimination over on Tasky, and we've been in top 15, right? So now we have another round of placement points. This is where going from top 15 to top 5.
Ooh.
That error margin, much bigger. Benji going to pick up here by Trick. A second one over on Face Maxi. Wow. Let's go, Trick.
Set of eliminations there. Trick has a chance to keep this going a little bit longer if he wants to. Opts not to, but he is positioned against that mountain edge. Quick window edit and shots before that player can use the launch pad and try and get the heck out of there. Trick moving forward, going to box in and start the rotation. Still not in the safe zone.
Yeah.
Keep moving. You notice here saving materials just a little bit, not walling off because he knows he's on the ultimate low ground.
Oh no, Lupo, the side of the mountain. It's Father Mountain. Look, Trick has to go right now. Cadden is going to
do is crank 90s, brother.
Yeah, you just got to go up right now. And look,
actually, it's fine. Trick caught a player on rotation. Stretch is gone. The edge of the storm here. And he's actually...
Where do we go from here? Where are we going from here?
We'll find out in 3 seconds. 6 players left. We're looking at the last possible rotation for a lot of people here. Player peeking down from above. Maybe a chance to take shots. We're going to the northwest. He's actually totally fine. Big luck there for Trick. 6-3 builds, down to the last second shot.
Oh!
Colorful from the top 10.
There was also a launch pad. Did he get it?
He did not, but at this point, this late, probably not a big deal. 3 players left. Shiga, Caden takes shots, sandwiched between 2. Trick gonna drop down and apply pressure, says, Shiga, you can wait on the ultimate high ground. I'm gonna pick up this elimination, the HP and shield from that. Some materials, Trick down to 8.
Man.
And that's that. Fall damage. You see that? Shiga just jumped right on in.
He probably ran out of builds. Listen,
you
know,
could
at the end of the day,
slid down the edge of the mountain.
That's what probably would have been the better play there. But at the end of the day, he lands the ultimate Trick shot. Back over to Sundown in the studio. Sundown, what you got for us, friend?
What I don't have is bad jokes like that because he didn't even fire a shot. So well done from Trick there to ride that one out. Good victory royale. I'm here with Monster D. We're going to take a look at some of the gameplay that happened in that last block real quick. Let me hop on up here and let's break these plays down.
Yeah, we got a lot going on here, and the player to look out for, E11 Graska. These E11 boys have been on a rampage, and we just want to highlight how much of a rampage these guys have been just going on. Graska in specific here, you'll see a nice string of elims kind of coming out of him using shadow bombs, just keeping it super technique and super textbook. And I just want to talk about his mentality because I follow him on social media. He is the type of player that wants to improve week after week, and that's what we've seen from his early placements around the 60th, and we've seen as high as 14th with this duo, Daxter. So they are just out of contention. Anyone in that upper top 20th kind of bracket as either a solo or a duo team have what it takes to kind of seal the deal here in these final moments. And this is just a solo competition. Take a look here. But remember, he's going to be another player to look out for next week as well. So keep your eyes on them as, again, just wrapping things up. You saw just a little bit of Trick in the previous game. He wrapped up the likes of him. And look at this. 50 points, right? Trick was in about 55. This win right here puts him back up. That's a 4-point swing. And that puts him at about 54 last we saw. So Graska's in a running. Now another look. Kez, same thing, same situation, same deal here. GA Kez putting on a show here, showing that the combat follow-up just swift. No time for hesitation. The reaction speeds are clean. The mechanical skill is here. So not just European players showing up here, Sundown. It's NA as well. NA East here making a big run throughout the evening here. And just super clean.
Super clean from Kez, indeed. Not just Europe who has put on a show. Every single one of our regions so far have been absurdly close. Like, we quite literally haven't seen a week like this so far. We are going to get back into the very final matches. NA East is so absurdly close. I cannot wait to see who takes away one of those last 6 spots. But we're going to go right on over back to Lupo and Zeke.
Thank you, Sundown. I appreciate you. And I do appreciate every region. Europe, NA East, NA West, Oceania, Asia, Brazil. Y'all some gamers. Keep that up. Don't change. All right? A lot of people working like crazy to try and qualify for the Fortnite World Cup in New York City. Those finals are going to be insane, by the way. Look forward to that. And let me just say, too, going through this, I can't think of anything in my career thus far that I've put more time and energy into than casting Fortnite events. Like, the amount of dedication from everybody on the production team to go into this, I hope that we have all done what they would consider an excellent job thus far, because this has just been a blast, and I hope we're putting on we're representing the players that we have a chance to commentate over accurately. I hope they all feel the same way about what we've done thus far. 8 spades here on your screen. Top middle there. Abe taking a chance to just pop a little bit of a mini. Got a metal tunnel underneath with another player down below. A quick stink toss. Pressure being applied. These fly-ins there. Symphony top of your screen, but Baldy, player we've seen a number of times. The flintlock in hand.
Ooh. All right.
Epic AR and a rare combat shotgun.
This is the loadout you want.
Oh yeah, this is big value. Because he has 2 campfires, 6 minis. He's got the turret in case he gets ultimate high ground and he needs something to just connect back for 1,000 HP. It's a big value right there. Typically I say, very rarely do we see players utilize the, we'll say the pew-pew mechanic of the turret. Right there, shots. Hideout goes down, a big pickup. First elimination for Baldy, 49 points. But yeah, the loadout is excellent right now. It kind of covers everything that he's going to need in any given moment right now. Poach from Liquid. Smack the bottom of your screen. A lot of players that have been in the top 10 multiple times popping up right now. Air cool, spades all the way at the ultimate high ground. 38 players remaining. Gonna climb our way all the way back to the top. The launch pad out. Good rotation right now. The later you get into a game, the less value a launch pad has, because unless you're going to ramp up above and use it with the horizontal trajectory, which, don't get me wrong, is very, very good. But if you're trying to go for verticality, by the way, a player lands in the same box, a quick trap, it's not going to go down, but Zlem still pays the price for trying to challenge spades for ultimate high ground. Might not be the last one either. Oh my gosh, the number of players flying around above is insane. Spades, can he follow through? Can indeed. K-Dude goes down on his own launch pad again. Sorry, that got ridiculous. But the late game launch pads, they lose value because the more time you spend in the air, the more opportunities other players have to take shots at you as the storm starts to close. Spades sharing the wall with another player, gotta be careful. A box up and keep on rolling.
You could be cheeky with the launch pads too, utilizing that ramp to just give you like that forward momentum instead.
All right, I propose a challenge to anybody out there.
Ooh.
You set up a launch pad with the angle that shoots an opponent player into a box filled with your own traps. I will PayPal you $50 because that would be ridiculous.
There you
Imagine
go.
just whoosh, right in.
Like they go flying, they hold forward, and they're like, wait, that's a box.
Speeds,
oh,
last
no.
second.
That was
barely made it in. 3 HP. He's got to stay just ahead of the storm.
Anyone could just breathe in his direction.
This is one of those moments where you're thinking, I need to find a spot that I can sit and watch for an Elam. This might be the one. The campfire is what gives it away right now. Spades deciding to push forward, rotate around to the bottom. A shot behind the corner edit. Not enough, and he finds them down underneath. Big attempt from Spades. 3 seconds to squeak it in. 50 points right now for Spades. We're the top 25 now. Hornet all the way in the ultimate high ground, it looks like. Took it with a baller, which you don't see too often. Kind of a risky play unless you have something like a shadow bomb, which Hornet does have. Drop it down, stand inside the safe zone. Takes a lot of ticks to the storm, and that's the time for a slurp.
Yeah.
Big value slurp.
Big value slurp, but don't forget, it does take quite a while. It's 1 HP a second. He's got a long time before he's back in fighting condition. Someone does go for the high ground challenge.
You have a player up above, and you still have one falling in, which you can hear that.
Yeah. I think that's what the player. So this player above Hornet knows that Hornet's down below, but like you said, he heard the glider redeploy. It's a very distinct sound, so he's probably just trying to keep himself safe. Hornet's trying to get aggressive here. He wants this elimination. Okay.
Big play.
All right.
Smart play there.
Good.
At that point, he was getting shot at from above. He was potentially challenging a player that he was not going to be able to beat. Player behind gets caught in their own edit, goes for the pyramid play and can't get Hornet. Instead, Gal pays the price themselves to get up that first elimination. 14 players left from the top 15 now for that second placement.
Oh, God.
Inside a box. Finds a player inside. CWV goes down. One more push rotation on the outside. Poach in your feed. Eliminated as well.
Oh, there's players all around Lupo.
Right underneath another player. They're holding it down. Trying to reset the ramp underneath. Can't get it 3 times. Going to have to melee their way through.
Oh.
Very tense situation here. Smacked in your feed. Picking up an Elim. We're down to the top 9. Hornet on 36.
Oh, my
86
God.
HP. 3 Elims now for Hornet. A big reactive shot there to stay in this game. A chance for minis. Has 2 ARs. Not a big deal there, but the combat shotgun going to come in big late game. Looking for headshots. Looking for angles from underneath. Hornet pushing forward, 66 builds left. Severe, the ultimate high ground. Players sandwiched in the middle. You hate to see somebody go down and not make it to the top 5, but here it is as the last set of placement points go out for everybody left alive. Severe, Shadow, Mick Cool, Midas, and Hornet, the ultimate low ground. Trying to pop a med kit there. Going to be able to get it off. Going to have to push through this wall. But stay inside. Last second. That might be enough. Coming in from underneath, you see Shadow in the ultimate high ground, popping those minis. There's a natural campfire. He could hit it real quick. He doesn't.
Okay.
No chance for a take, but he finds Shadow and gets the elimination, the victory royale, and a cool little dance move to top it off. Well played, Hornet.
That's the dance I know how to do, sort of. Bro, that was great. So much happened. Like
a lot happened in the last second.
Like technical skill-wise, game sense-wise, knowing how to like get players to do what you want them to do.
Hornet's heads up flick while rotating in the last second to stay alive.
Yes.
Was huge.
Against Smacked,
and
that was insane. Literally jumped over his head,
boom.
180 flicked him.
Made his way the rest of the way in. Well played there.
And you got to think too, that's going to affect Smack's potential leaderboard setup, right? Maybe that shuts him down, and maybe that could have been his last game. We don't know how that's going to affect the standings until we take a look later on. Don't forget, there's only the 6 spots here.
Listen, at least Golden Boy.
That was insane.
At least Golden Boy is not here to call him smoke, is all I'm saying. JDW in your feed, picking off Complexity's Macwood. 46 players now. That's a very early elimination for the player from Complexity. Sentinel's Animals, 0 eliminations, 63 builds. Some minis, some Shadow. We're starting to see a trend. Let me just put this out there, and you let me know if you agree or not.
All right.
Consistency across the board for loadouts is typically combat shotgun, an AR of some sort,
right?
1 or 2 mobility items and a heal. And if it's not 2 mobility items, it's only 1. I would say potentially 2 heals, and then the last utility slot, if it's not 2 heals, you could say is a heavy sniper or flintlock.
Yes. So typically we're
every
seeing
single loadout.
Pretty much exactly that. So it's either going to be 2, like let's say it's like a rift, some kind of mobility, 2 heals. Sometimes we see people, even if they're lucky to find them along the game, we've seen people with like 6 half shields, right?
Oh yeah.
2 whole slots dedicated to 3 half shields apiece. And then you're like, oh, this guy just wants to fight the whole time.
I want to make a point too, so that it's not misconstrued what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that everyone runs the exact same thing all the time because it's the only thing to run. I'm saying people are running the same consistent builds because consistency is huge in a BR game. And if you have a loadout that is consistently showing top performance, players are going to favor it. That's something to take note of if you're trying to step your own game up. Maybe you're not going to make it to this World Cup, but I guarantee you there's going to be events from Epic for Fortnite in the future. This ain't the end, believe me. And so learning those kind of setups and watching how the meta changes as the game evolves. I mean, we're getting updates that change things weekly. So you have players every single time that they're, and this has been, at this point, y'all, if you have not accepted that is Fortnite, you need to just accept that that's Fortnite. Now, let's all finally settle and say, yes, it is a game that includes an evolution of meta constantly, which means the players are constantly being pushed to try and figure out how to play the next setup the best. And that's good. You want that because I'm gonna be very honest with you. From a spectator side, I feel like potentially a level of staleness would happen if you're like, all right, we're back to a pump shotgun and an SMG to swap to. Pump shotgun, SMG to swap to. I feel like the combat shotgun has created more opportunities for back-to-back eliminations. You see Fiber going down there to Animal. It's just a situation where the game is trying to evolve in a way that makes it more representative of higher skill players and less representative of this guy is really good at the one thing all the time. You want to see people that can do it all.
Right.
You want the jack of all trades players to shine because they're the ones that have really put in a crazy amount of effort. They have skill, the knowledge to pick up everything about the game that they can as it changes. Sorry, I'm so long-winded about this. I'm very passionate about competitive Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's become such a big piece of what I do and what you do, especially you. I mean, you've been around for a long time.
Just about the beginning. Just about.
Exactly. And so it's like, it's just one of those things I want to see the game evolve and grow in a healthy way. And I know there's some people that are not happy with how the game is now, but you have to at least admit, those people have to at least admit that they're happy with the way that, I mean, an esport has continued to evolve. It has. It's undeniable.
Yeah, sure. And maybe just to like expand upon that just a little bit more. Fortnite is an ever-evolving game. And it is a battle royale, and there is some kind of randomness involved in that, right? Like you land in a POI, and there's some form of random.
But you can harness that.
Correct, and it's why these players excel is because they can minimize that randomness factor, right? Like you said, their consistency. What can they do to minimize that randomness and give them an edge, which then propels them forward and continues moving forward? Unknown, great example. He knows what he does best. His rifling skills, his combat skills, his long-range shots. He's in a great position to do this, right? He didn't just land on this loadout. He worked for this loadout. He said, where do I need to go? When do I need to fight? Do I need to fight now?
To get it?
Exactly. There's so much. Like, on the surface, Fortnite may seem like, I guess, borderline one-dimensional, kind of, but there's actually so much depth to the game.
I wouldn't even say on the surface it seems that way. You've got building and shooting and strategic positioning.
Yeah,
there's a lot to it.
Elevation, game changes, what you land with, how you're feeling on the day, what your skills like, where you've spent your time. Have you done your shooting practice? Have you gone into playgrounds before then to practice up your building skills? There's so much. This is why I love Fortnite, dude. You're gonna make me nerd out, and we're gonna have long conversations about this.
This has been Deep Thoughts with Lupo and Zeke. Meanwhile, top 5 situation. My apologies for all that. Unknown from KNG with 6 eliminations. 19 builds. That Rift may or may not come into use here. It'll be tough to know just yet. TJ, the ultimate low ground. We're already in the top 3. The swap there, Baltic, Dylan, Glow Navy going down outside in the storm. Unknown dropping in and challenging Jfree, but he actually gets dropped all the way to the bottom. Stuck top to bottom of TJ.
Oh my!
Box, the traps.
Oh my gosh, he completely shuts down Jfree. But look at the health difference. If he's not careful, dude, and they spend time in the storm, Jfree has health advantage. He's got to be really careful how he approaches this.
The slurp, though, Unknown could potentially pop it. Should here momentarily, I almost anticipate. Here we go.
Do you think he just waits for him to drop down and try and rips him and hopes that the slurp is enough to tick him over?
We'll see. Moving with the storm, Jfree in the ultimate high.
He's still ticking
13. Up. No builds for Unknown. He's going to have to... Yep, there we go. The shots. Combat shotgun from underneath. Can't quite connect.
20.
Does not tick out to the storm. Instead, finds a shot on Jfree. The celebratory rift to go into the sky. Unknown, well played. No builds left. No problem.
Bro, that was absolutely insane. Sundown, Monster D-Face. Was that not just the craziest end to that game?
That ending was absolutely absurd. Nice celebratory rift there from the controller lord KNG Unknown. Well done to get the victory royale there. But not only was it a fantastic finish to that match, that is it from NA East. It's done. All the matches are played. The standings are final, and Monster and I are going to break them down.
Dude, are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? OMG, boys. So first off, Clicks qualified, right?
Top 3 spots.
Scratch
Again, we've talked about the sharing before. Clicks, Clarity, and then KNG's Unknown in the last one will take those top 3 spots. But 6 spots are still up for grabs, and you'll see the next 6 fill them out. So congratulations, Cosmic, Tuzi, Legidian, Aspect, Hornet, and Creo. I'm telling you, that had to be the most nerve-wracking final hour for Aspect. We saw him finish on 60 points. He was in 2nd place. These last 4 right here, from Aspect to Fernando, were all at 60 points. Aspect had the 2 victory royales that pushed him up into 7th. Hornet had 1 that pushed him up into 8th. Creo had 0. Fernando had 0. The difference, average eliminations, average points, all of them average placement. Creo owned all the tiebreakers. He had all of them afterward, was slightly ahead, 3.8 to 2.8, 18 to 3.6, and the average point 7.5 to 6.0. Talk about every interaction mattering. Well, all the tiny little ones and the differences add up. Congratulations to all 6 of you, the final ones, joining us at the Fortnite World Cup final from NA East. But now I think it's time to punch tickets.
Absolutely is, and there it is. That's 1.
Cosmic up there on the board in
That's
first.
2.
Tuzi in second. Go ahead, Monster. You can
I'll
grab
get
that
this
one.
guy too right here, man. Legidian, you made it.
Aspect as well. That must have been. Oh wait, it's Lupo. We've been over this before.
You sure you want to? Are you feel? Okay. This guy, man.
He tried his best. It's all right. They talk about his snipes, but not about his ability to punch tickets. Creo in the last spot. Lazarus will have a member at the Fortnite World Cup final. Again, congratulations. But you can see out of the 19 spots up here, only 17 have been filled. We have 2 more for you coming out of NA West. But for now, we're going to go on a quick, well, not so quick. We're gonna go on a 30-minute break in between the regions. Go walk your dog, get some water, get a nice little meal in you, because when we come back, the rest of the NA West matches in the final 2 spots will be punched for the solos competition to the Fortnite World Cup final. We'll be right back.
going on, Fortnite fam? We're here for week number 8. And you know it's time to go meet up with the casters, so let's...
So much for your intro, Zeke.
No! It's time for weekend!
I'm Golden Boy, one of your hosts, and we're going to jump right in.
I am so excited to be casting these games today. We are back.
All right, so we're getting ready. It's been a really great day so far. There's a lot to get through. We want to talk to... What?
Actually, something.
Okay, all right.
I found a slipstream.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Squints.
Yeah?
So you're the in-game producer.
Yep.
But is there more we need to know about in-game observing?
I believe so, and you should go talk to Andy about that, Zeke.
Hey, what's up guys? My name's Andy. I'm the in-game director for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers. So whenever we get into game, I take over from Joe, our broadcast director, and start cutting between all of our observers. I work with a team of 2 observers as well as a game producer, Squints, and the observer director in order to try and cut the best show possible. So basically all of our observers are getting the best content during these games, and I'm sort of the one who's deciding which one goes live on air. None of this is possible by myself, so I got a lot of help from my game producer as well as my observer director.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Rose. I am the observer director, so I work with every observer individually, make sure they get the greatest shots, the greatest stories, so that when we go to Andy and he goes and cuts the show, he makes sure that you guys are seeing the best quality content that you can.
Check out the next block of NA West. Let's see what we have in store.
Aiden had some great plays. If he is able to carry the momentum over into this one.
Are you guys curious to see how audio works for the broadcast? Let's go meet up with John.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the audio mixer, or A1, on Fortnite. Welcome, Fortnite fam, to the audio booth. This is the audio board. All the audio that you hear goes through my hands. This is all of our wireless microphones for all of our talent. And then right here are all of our in-ear monitors, or IFTs, so that I can talk to talent. Like, usually it's something like, hey, Zeke, turn on your mic. And then they turn on their mics. I think Zeke should have heard that right now. Did you hear that? Nice. Also, I have a window.
All done! Yay!
Day 1's done!
What are you talking about? World Cup finals over, guys, okay? I won everything.
Guys, I just want to let you know, my favorite person in the world is in this room.
Wow.
Which one do you think it is?
It's not me.
I'm happy to tell you.
It's not me.
It's actually Kitty Plays. Boom! Right there. You know, it's not easy making this look good. Let's go meet up with Monique, the makeup artist, to see how she gets all this done.
No, I don't like that guy, Zeke. He's such a... Oh, hey! Hi, I'm Mo. I'm the makeup artist. I'm the one that makes these nerds look beautiful. Oh, Zeke. Sorry, let me just reel.
There's 2 people that don't get nearly enough love. They are the people who operate the cameras, and I'm going to introduce you to them right now.
That's Allison. That's Mahoney. That's Mo.
Hi. Touched on right there is when he gets knocked out with that RPG, instantly rips. Oh my goodness, that was
North, you know, setting up their cottage, setting up their homes.
Take 4, and 1 minute game.
Ready off 5, ready off 6, take off 6.
Keep on 1.
Ready off 3, take off 3. Ready off 10, take off 10. Take off 5, ready off 2, take off 3.
And cut. Keep up the good work.
Are we gonna do a Fortnite? Wait, come on. Let's do a Pookie. Let's do a Pookie on 3. 1, 2, 3. Pookie.
We have a post-show pinata.
Right now, see.
I'm...
So that camera is taking the face.
We've seen 8 weeks of amazing Fortnite Battle Royale action. Players from all around the globe have battled it out, and some have been able to already book their ticket to New York City to compete in the Fortnite World Cup final in front of thousands of live fans. $8 million has already been given away, and now we're coming down to the wire. Week 9 is the final opportunity for competitors to try and qualify for the solos competition. Who will join the likes of Dubs, Stompy, Tfue, and X2 Jordan on the stage in New York City? Who will be able to clutch up in their final moments, in their last fights, to earn one of the final 19 spots? And with the last 2 weeks on the horizon, we are increasing the weekly prize pool to $2 million. So, get on the battle bus and drop in. This is your last chance to name yourself among the best of the best and to build your way to a spot at the Fortnite World Cup final. What are you waiting for? The battle is building, and you don't want to miss out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers Week 9. The solos action continues. NA East is done. NA West soon to begin. My name is Jack Courage Dunlop, and I'm here to provide you with all the entertainment just before we get to our casters for these games. NA West is now underway. The final region, the last spots will be decided. Only 2 positions left up for grabs, and I cannot wait to see how it all plays on out. First, though, we've been live throughout the day with matches across all the different regions, and here's a look at our schedule. Obviously, Oceania, Asia, Europe, Brazil, NA East. They've all concluded. They are all done. Now underway is NA West, as you see that start time of 7 p.m. Eastern now on the board. As you know, top 25 here in the format earns you 3 points. Top 15 earns you 5 points. Top 5 earns you 7 points. A Victory Royale, 10 points. And Dr. Lupo, every single elimination you get is plus 1 point. As we head into prizing, you see exactly the difference here. $2 million this week.
That's a lot of money, Jack.
$2 million is
a lot of money, Jack.
Yes, it is. And I would like $2 million, please, Epic, as we keep going.
You are not good enough to get it, Jack. We do have the qualifying spots remaining. Remember, this is the last week of solos. 8 for Europe, 6 for NA East, which we've seen so far. Asia, Brazil, and Oceania as well. And the last region for the day, for the weekend, 4 solo qualifiers thus far. NA West picking up 2 spots right there, Jack.
2 spots, that is it. Of the, what is it, 98 positions. 2 remain. Who will get them in the end? As you know, the top 3,000 compete here today. We've been using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup as we do every weekend to see your guys' thoughts in the day. I've had some pretty wacky questions for you guys up to this point. Not sure exactly what to expect from this, but here we go. I'm really enjoying the Fortnite World Cup. Can't wait to see who comes out first today. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Thank you, Hunter. Appreciate that. I genuinely think at Zikamus Prime is such a good caster. I never hear him mess up on words or say something dumb. That's a paid actor. Kato. Fortnite World Cup, yes! Love all that stuff and beautiful artwork right there. Here's my Bright Bomber, unfinished artwork, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. I'm looking for Sundown's Twitter. Is that even his name? By the way, he's the best. Also paid actor, but Sundown's Twitter is at CourageJD, so we'll go ahead and get you linked on up with him. So, Discord, we have a great interview.
You do indeed, Jack. You're ridiculous.
I don't know. It's just what I had to do. But no, we have an interview coming on in here. Can we say hello? I believe it's Aspect.
Hello?
Aspect, what's going on, brother?
Up?
How are you?
What's up, man? I'm fantastic.
Are you playing out of your kitchen right now?
I'm in a house with with Animal, who's my teammate, and then Kearney, who's another competitive player in Philadelphia right now. We're all set up in like the kitchen, living room area.
Jack is extremely jealous of how close you are to the fridge.
Yes, I am.
I can roll over to it. It's pretty nice.
This is 200 IQ right here. Now,
Jack's actually going to change his setup later to mirror this.
This is how you keep yourself composed. Now, Aspect, you're someone that we've seen competing in Fortnite for so long. You broke it on through. You've made it happen. What was the preparation like for this week?
We got here last week before the duo started, and the three of us have just been playing 24/7 arena, everything that we possibly can, just prepare for this weekend, and paid off.
It absolutely did. I mean, you could say it paid off in many different ways, but now you're qualifying for the biggest stage. Obviously, people have dreamed of making it here. In your opinion, what worked for you today that made this possible?
I won my fight off spawns when they really needed to, and I just had really good internet connection, and that helped a lot. Like, I was just able to take people's walls. Like,
hey,
a lot of things that really needed to go right went right.
It seems to be
in the games that needed to.
Exactly. It seems to be a lot of people's answers. The things you need to go right do go right. You can't complain with that one too much. Now, when you found out you made it, who'd you tell first? What was your reaction?
All of my bros and my bro cord. I was in a channel of like at least 10 of them, just screaming. And then I called my mom and my dad, my grandparents, and obviously the people that I'm living with right now.
They found out too. I'm sure it was the screaming that gave it away. That's too awesome. Now, Aspect moving forward, we've obviously got, you know, the Pro-Am coming up that I think a lot of people are excited to watch. We've got the duos, but then New York City, the World Finals event. Have you ever been to New York City? How excited are you?
I was to New York when I was like 7. I'm really excited to go. Really excited. I'm going. My sisters and my dad's gonna be there. It's super fun. I'm gonna meet all my bros IRL. It's gonna be a great time, and I'm gonna win like $2 million.
Oh, there we go. I love the confidence.
I was literally going to ask. I said, you have your family coming. All these people are going to fly out to New York to see you play the Fortnite World Cup. What's your prediction and how you're going to do it? I think $2 million is easy right there.
It's a good weekend of Fortnite, I think, if you wind up making it. Aspect, it's great to hear from you. I'll give you the floor. Any shout-outs you want to do? Shout out your social media. Let us know.
I will say I only qualified today because I used code SEND-ASPECT in the item shop.
Nice.
My Twitter is AspectFN_ on Twitter. Make sure you follow that. I need followers. I need the impressions, please. My Twitter is AspectFN. I mean, my Twitch is AspectFN. You should follow that too because I am an alpha male. And yeah, that's all I need to shout out.
Love that Aspect. Congrats again, brother, and we'll definitely be seeing more of you soon. Keep practicing, and good luck. Have fun in the final couple weeks. Folks, that is Aspect there. Absolutely great to see. Awesome, dude. As now we take a look, our next thing we're going to go through before we get to our games, where we currently stack up in NA West.
The last region, Jack.
That's it.
All of it's on the line, and at the top there, already qualified.
Okay, Peak is always
but
there.
Holding first place, Jack. You can't deny it. You can't push him out of the spotlight. World Best Gaming Pika all the way up here, 31 points. Barely a lead. I mean, we're only a couple games through thus far, 2 or 3 across the entire top 10. We've got a couple names we've seen up here a number of times,
yes. Right? And Harrian's actually was who got first, I believe, yesterday in the NA West qualifiers, or was up there throughout the day. So stacked standings as you'd expect, but our games are ready. Lupo, we're ready to get into the action. NA West, we're not the casters, begins right now, folks. Let's welcome in our casters, Zeke and Sundown. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you so much, Courage. It's crazy that we decided to put the taco shop that close to Courage. Something could have gone terribly wrong. I'm Zeke. This amazing man next to me is Sundown. We are getting ready, guys. The final opportunity for a lot of these players to qualify here in NA West.
The last chance, 2 more qualification spots up for grabs. You're going to need that mental toughness in order to clutch it out, but the matches are ready, so let's get right on it. Enough of us. You want to see the Fortnite action. We want to see the Fortnite action. And again, if you're playing on Sunday, we have the opportunity to hop into your game. So if you see any of your friends out there or they do anything cool, let them know. Catch that clip. Drop it to them on the social medias, as Monster might say, and then get into the games. You can also watch live in client. There's a nice little bar right there. You can see just over an hour and 45, so nearing the halfway mark as Sol 9 just blows up Retake Impact with a nice little gatekeeping angle there, and he finds Swiftlink as well. He's gonna try and double back over to get the shadows. Opts not to, just pops the launch pad and gets out of dodge.
Now don't forget, guys, if you've watched Fortnite competitive before, you know exactly how dense this lobby is, and this is not surprising. If this is maybe your first few times, expect to see, as we hop into these games, these lobbies with potentially over 50 people, right? Especially over here on West. This is it. Last chance to try and rack a point and secure one of the 2 qualifying spots on the line for West. So now it's all about what can I do? What can I do to get as many points? So how far can I get in placement? Can I get top 25? Once I get there, what's the next step? Top 15? Can I pick up elims along the way? Every single thing, every decision these players make is going to affect the standings. The leaderboards will shift, and it will dictate ultimately who will be going and punching their ticket to the finals in New York City. You know, it's stressful. It's stressful.
I mean, it's stressful for me, indeed. I'm not going to lie. Like, when I talk about this being sweaty, I've applied deodorant 3 times so far today, and I'm just casting. Like, it's been absurdly hype, yelling at the number of plays, the flint knocks that have been broken out, just nuts all over the place, inspired by with a good drum gun spray over there. Antidote also getting taken down. But the action today has been so absurdly close and intense from top to bottom. Everyone has elevated their game across every region, and the question that we want answered is who will have those last 2 spots. Also, one other thing I want to touch on right before we fully focus on the West. Aspect, when he came onto the scene initially, was younger than 16 when that was the previous competitive age, and he had tweeted out, God, only a couple weeks separates me from winning tens of thousands of dollars. You know what? 16th birthday comes through, gets into the fall skirmish, wins the very next event a couple days after, and then goes on to cement himself as one of the favorites. However, from that point on, he really fell off during the starting weeks of the World Cup, so it had to have felt great to get in the last match, get to 60, hold on for an hour, and see yourself in New York City. Brilliantly done from Aspect, one of the original young lords, but now a veteran on the scene. Again, congratulations. But as I said, East is in the books, and we're on to the best of the West in here with Zaytan as he pushes into the box and picks up PTO Quake, getting close to that first placement threshold of top 25 for 3 points. You see Zaytan has one heck of a loadout on him.
The single shadow bomb, a slurp juice, that combat shotgun, the tactical AR with almost 500 rounds. Zaytan is ready. He's looking to take engagements, especially with the slurp, right? Even if he does get chipped into his HP, he can use that slurp to top himself off. We just hit top 25. This is huge. Those first 3 points coming in is going to make a difference. Now, don't forget, every elim is a point. So right now, Zaytan is looking at 5 points if he was eliminated right here. Now, of course, he wants more. He's still hungry. He's looking for that victory royale. You see players trying to rotate here with the backs to the storm. He's going to look for picks. If he can, one's going to get caught. The edit there, the door. Hello, welcome to the world, Twinkies.
Not going to survive the apocalypse there. Twinkies does get taken down. Zaytan, however, in one of those tight little box situations. Oh no, he metroed himself. He metroed himself. He's stuck in there, cannot move. This is what kept Metro from qualifying in week 7. Can Zaytan push himself back out? And yes, he's good. Out, no problem. Top 15 now as Tavern picks up Zucchini. Spelled all the way out. Appreciate that. Making our lives easy there. As Zaytan now 4 elims, top 15. 9-point game so far. Inspired Ride picks up Muddy as Me, and we get closer to the top 10. Player just on the outside of the box, and Zaytan recognizes it, has the slurp going, gets a ramp placed inside of his box, and he's like, nope, I'm out.
That could have been disastrous, man, that shadow bomb play. But it's okay, Zaytan's recovered. And again, he did hit top 15. 5 total points in placement, 4 in eliminations, looking 9 points in a single game. This is massive. 4 players need to fall, and he makes top 5. This could be another round of placement points. He's going to go try for the edit. It fails, unfortunately, but here we go. Immediately. Zedek?
I think it's Edic, not positive there.
Okay, the X's always confuse me. Edic there, going to be shut down, but look at this. Look at the incline. Right now, Zaytan made the smart play using the Shadow Bomb to Billy Goat or Mr. Savage his way up before everyone else.
5 players remaining now, so we're into the last placement threshold. Drizzle goes down. Here's Old Man Mountain. You see Saul desperately trying to get around it. Oh, but Inspired opts to take a shot with his assault rifle. Can he find anything? Looks like it's just going to be a straight up 1v1. No, the zone comes back over. Inspired, no, gets ticked out right before. So now straight up 1v1. Zaytan versus Tavern. Tavern on no builds pushes out, and Zaytan from the high ground. We saw him. He was only on the 2 elims when we hopped on board. Picks up 4, gets the high ground, and the victory royale up to 28 points after his second match. Well done.
And I mean, him using that shuttle bomb to just make the rotation early, these are the things you have to do, especially when trying to navigate around a mountain. He immediately said, look, I know what's going to happen here. Everyone's going to get trapped down below. I just need to get up there and establish myself. Everyone has to then come to me. I'm going to just sit here and gatekeep, and it works in his favor. Victory all going his way, but of course, more action on deck. Next game, again, we talk about these dense lobbies. 45 people, 20 people need to be eliminated before we hit round of placement points, and this is Storm Circle 5.
Storm Circle 5, so it's in that overlapping zone. You can see it in the bottom right-hand corner. The blue circle indicates where the current safe zone is. The white circle indicates where the new one is. So all the players who are already inside that next white circle will have priority on shooting. Everyone else who has to rotate in. Psycho is one of those guys who has a gray AR as well as the legendary hand cannon. So decent pressure potential, but not the best in the world. We do see Harrians over there on the side, or Snorre, name spelled backwards. You have Psychic over there in the bottom right, as well as Technique on the lower half of Psycho. Going to continue to just pour shots into people. Has a pretty good angle and is very well covered, so shouldn't be threatened here. It just kind of wants to wait out until the zone closes. You can see it coming in now.
Ooh, someone's in the box!
And that was Keaton, who got taken down. It looks like he was just a box square above, but that's going to give Psycho a ton of mats, shadows, rift to go, baller. What more could you want in terms of rotation? That was a gift from above.
That is so unfortunate. I believe the player was edited down, right? It all happened so fast. There's my cousin, LG Prime there, as a fellow Prime. Harryon's here, or Snorri. He likes to spell his name backwards. That actually got me yesterday. You called it out. You know, I feel like I kind of like this too because it makes sense with a capital H at the end.
Yeah, it's the capital that got me, because like that used to be a very big thing in a couple of the other competitive games that I played before. Is people when they would go to like major LAN events or even just local ones, would spell their name backwards, and then Centro gets utterly abused. Not going to put that clip on YouTube as Harrians picks that up, and he has a full little shop down there. I mean, he could just be hanging out. You see the Storm Surge warning come on through. If you are unfamiliar with Storm Surge, the way it works, if you have not been dealing damage to opposing players, just been super passive, maybe hanging out in a ball on the low ground or in a 1-by-1 the whole time, you will be punished. Inactivity is not something that will be granted when there's this many players who are left. It's 10 damage per tick as it comes through, and Harrians again goes to put the traps out. His baller does get eaten by it, but Amu Okami gets taken down. He's gonna be okay with that. Has the rift as well in case he needs to get out of dodge tool, but there's a player directly behind it. Rift right now. Yep, there you go. Takes him with you, and he's just gonna get back into the center zone. You actually saw he pulled 2 other players with him outside the one. They were just in shadow form.
Very tough spot right now. 45 effective HP. He's gonna have to burn the campfire, but this is gonna tell the entire lobby. Lobby, I am in critical condition. Please leave me alone. Let's just play fair here. But look at this. Everyone's scrambling, trying to get themselves to safety. Psychic's already poised himself in a great spot, posted up. Now look up above. We got a bunch of billiards in play. Look at this, though. Harrians. The double launch pad. Now he's going to rotate back. I believe that's probably the smart thing to do. All right, he's just saying, look, I'm just going to keep this one by one over. I'm just going to use this as my defensive tool if need be. Okay, I believe that was a geyser here. Gonna just mess with people. Gonna send them into the sky. It's okay. Harrian's gonna get a new position now. And there we go. Top 25 just hit Psychic. Finds Roman is 14. Picks him up, sends him back to the lobby. I mean, look, Harrians has a fantastic loadout. The 8 rockets, the minis, the launch pad, the combat shotgun, the tactical AR. He's ready to just take this lobby by storm.
Yeah, but he needs to find the space to use it.